Welcome back, YouTube. Sensei Domino here. Welcome to the Spine Ticks After Party. Today is a very special episode. In December of 2021, December 11th to be exact, I bought my first card in over 20 years and officially returned to the hobby. It was my first purchase since 1999 or early 2000, and it was this card. It's a 1970 Kellogg's Bubba Smith rookie card. Now, like a lot of people, I started getting an itch to return to the hobby during the pandemic. But I collected for a long time the first go around, almost 15 years, and it just felt like it wasn't the best time to return to the hobby. Prices had become inflated, and I thought it was best to sort of sit it out for a little bit and hope that prices sort of normalize over time. But December of 2021, it felt like the perfect time to return to the hobby. And boy, am I glad that I did. I found some absolutely amazing cards since I returned to the hobby. Met some absolutely amazing people through YouTube, through the hobby. And the first go around, I basically focused on the four major sports: baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. And this go around, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that I've branched out to other sports like boxing and cricket, non-sports like actors and actresses or historical figures, and just it was one of the best decisions I possibly could have made to return to the hobby. So this month I'm celebrating my 2-year anniversary back in the hobby, and what better way to celebrate that than to do my year in review video. And so I've actually broken it down. I have like 200 cards that I'm going to show. I've broken it down to my top TTMs of the year, my top autograph pickups of the year, and then my top card pickups of the year. I'm not going to be talking too much about the cards themselves. I'm just basically going to be showing them. But before we do that, I do have a couple pieces of mail that I'd like to show. Let me clear this out of the way. So first, I have a card from Paul in the 619. I really do need a envelope opener. Oh, fantastic. Positively Mary. There's the legend himself, his wife. Oh, this is fantastic. Santos family. All right, well, thank you so much, Paul. Hope you had a very Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. Have a safe and prosperous 2024. Thank you so much for thinking of me during the holiday season. All right, this next one, this is a TTM. This is actually for my brother, so I'm not going to open it, but I'll tell you a little bit about it. This came from Santa Clarita, California. Initials are DT. This is the address right here, and it looks like this was a success because I can see this right here. But this is Danny Trejo, Machete himself. So my brother's going to be really excited to get this. So I haven't told him about it yet, but really looking forward to seeing what he got in here. So anyway, that's the TTM for the week. So let's go ahead and start with the year in review. I think the perfect place to start is the top 75 TTMs of 2023. Now, this was an absolute chore trying to put these in like a number order. But try not to focus on the number themselves, more the returns or the pickups of the year. But I did try to put them in some sort of order. But the more I look at it, the more I want to move stuff around. So I guess it depends on the day where the stuff would place on the list. But this is where I have it for now. I've got my list made up. Tried to write down the cards and try to give as much information as possible about each one. But this is number 75. This is a 2019 Upper Deck Goodwin Champions Blue. And this is Allison Fisher. Now, I'm only showing one TTM per person. Now, in a lot of cases, I had several returns, but I sort of picked out my favorite card of the group. And so this was my favorite for Allison Fisher. She's called the Duchess of Doom. And so that's number 75. Number 74. This is Hall of Famer Richie Guerin on an index card. I didn't have any cards of him to send to him, so I sent some index cards, and he signed 2 of them. So really appreciative for that. Number 73, another Hall of Famer. This is Cliff Hagan. And he inscribed the Hall of Fame 78. Number 73. This actually wasn't my TTM. This is for my sister-in-law, but she was nice enough to give me one of the returns, and it's John Mellencamp on an index card. Number 71. This is actually 2 autographs. It's 1979 Topps. Danny Darwin and Billy Sample. Really happy to get both of those individuals to sign this card. Now, I've looked into Pat Putnam, but I believe he charges $10, so I think I'm going to pass on that. But really happy to get Danny Darwin and Billy Sample on that card. All right, next, number 70. This is Alexi Lalas, and this is the 1993 Upper Deck U.S. Cup 93 review. He signed several cards and even some index cards, but a few of them are smudged. This one looks fantastic, so decided to pick this one. Great looking auto, even signed at USA. All right, number 69. This is a 1961 Topps Joe Schmidt. Now, this would probably be higher on the list, but the card's in kind of rough shape. It's got a crease right here and kind of weak corners, but it is a 1961. Looked much better on ComC when I purchased it, but the other one that I have looks like it was underwater, so this one looks like it's in much better shape than that, so that's why I chose this one. All right, so on to number 68. This is a 1972 Topps Jackie Smith. He inscribed it Hall of Fame. I think that says 94. This card actually looks like it was trimmed. So I picked up another 1972 card and a 1973, sent them to Jackie Smith, and he kept the good 72 and the 73, and he sent this one back. So this is the only one that he signed, but happy to get it regardless. Fantastic player, Hall of Famer. All right, next, number 67. We have a 1993 Classic 4-Sport Manon Rhéaume. First female of hockey. Fantastic looking auto. Now, she does have a 1992 Classic, but I did not have that, so I didn't send it. I only had 2 of these. I've since picked up several other 1992 Manon Rhéaumes and sent them off to her again, but they haven't returned yet. So really happy to get this one. She's got fantastic penmanship. All right, next we have number 66. This is a 1991 Max Donnie Allison. Now, he did send a custom card of his that he signed as well, but definitely like this autograph on the Max a little better. All right, next, number 65. This is a 1976 Topps Joe DeLemalure. And he inscribed that Hall of Fame 03. Next, we have number 64. This is 1978 Topps Mork and Mindy, signed by Pam Dauber, who played Mindy. There's her auto. Definitely off center on the back. 1 second, let me get a drink real quick. All right, so moving on to number 63. This was a recent return. 1984 Topps Russ Grimm rookie card. And he inscribed it Hogs, Hall of Fame 2010. Very nice. All right, next, number 62. This is a 1978-79 Topps of Gary Cheevers. He signed this Hall of Fame 1985 or 83. Put his number there. Oh, this is O-Pee-Chee. I wrote down Topps, but it's O-Pee-Chee. All right, next, number 61. This is a 1972 Topps Dave Wilcox. He inscribed that Hall of Fame. Looks like Hall of Fame 2000. Sadly, Mr. Wilcox passed away about a month after I had this return, so rest in peace, Mr. Wilcox. But definitely a fantastic player. All right, next, number 60. I was really excited to get this return. He inscribed this one to Tony. All the best, Anthony Michael Hall. Grew up watching his movies, whether it was Vacation or Weird Science or even Edward Scissorhands, Breakfast Club. He was in a lot of great movies, so really happy to get that return. All right, next, number 59. 1990 Topps Tony La Russa. I actually sent him a 72 Topps along with this, but he only signed one, and he chose to sign the 90 Topps. That's okay. Really happy to get that one. Love to get his rookie card and send it to him at some point. All right, next, number 58. It's a 1976 Rocky Bleier. American hero, fantastic football player. Next, we got number 57. This is a 2021 SP Authentic Miro Heiskanen. This card was actually in a care package from the great Julie Farnham. Really happy to get this signed. Definitely one of my favorite players on my favorite team. All right, next, number 56. We have a 1972 Topps Leroy Kelly. I love how he inscribed this. He has Hall of Fame, and then he put 19 in this 4, and then 94 in that 4. Fantastic. Look at that penmanship. Back in the day, they cared about their autographs, unlike today. But I guess the demands for the time of the athletes these days is probably way more than it used to be. Back in the day, you didn't get cards autographed because you were afraid that they would decrease their value. Moving on, we got number 55. This is a 1977 Topps Larry Little. Hall of Famer. Moving on, number 54. Hopefully this This shows up on the screen. It's pretty big. This is an 8x10 Cyndi Lauper. Love this. All right, moving on. Number 53. This is a 1978 Topps Harry Carson, Hall of Famer. Next, number 52. This is really cool. This is Ted Turner. I sent him some index cards, and he sent this. I guess it's sort of a sticker, a stationary sticker or something like that. Ted Turner Enterprises. But yeah, it's adhesive paper on the back, but still really cool. Signed Ted Turner Stationery. Very cool. You know, he's actually in the Yachting Hall of Fame. I learned that when I was doing a little research on him earlier this year. I didn't realize that. Right, moving on, got number 51. This guy's such a legendary TTMer. I've heard some great stories about this guy, but really happy to get this signed. This is his rookie card, 1970 Topps Bill the Spaceman Lee. And he did sign it Earth 2022, but this actually came in the first week of January, so I think January 3rd or something. I actually sent him the 71, and he signed that with his full name. He signs it with his full name because I guess the facsimile that they actually have on the card, he signed it like William something Lee, so he signed it the same way, which I thought was fantastic. He's such a great guy. Really happy to get that one. All right, next, number 50. This is a 1991-92 Pro Set Platinum, Jim Belushi. And I actually sent to him twice this year. I sent him some index cards, which he signed, and then I discovered that he actually had this card in this hockey set. And I said, you know, I have to get this signed. So I ended up picking two of these up, and really happy that I did. And they look fantastic signed. The other one, it looks like he might have been using a little bit of a streaky Sharpie. The other one's a little streakier than this, but this one looks better, so decided to show this one. I don't know if you heard that ding on my phone. My phone's been acting up lately while I've been recording, so I don't know what that's all about. Hopefully it doesn't get as annoying as it was last week. All right, next, this one's fantastic. This is signed by two individuals. This is a 1961 Topps Buck Hill Aces, signed and inscribed by the great Vern Law and also Roy Face. He signed that. Cy Young and World Series champs, 1960. And Roy Face always signs it Elroy Face. There we go. Sorry about the focus. Great card. Great players. All right. Moving on. We have number 48. This is a 2021 Upper Deck James Bond Villains and Henchmen Red. Signed and inscribed by Wayne Newton. Signs it Tony. Best wishes, Wayne Newton. He did sign two other cards, but they kind of got smudged. This one looks fantastic. All right, next, number 47. Another legendary TTMer. This is a 1984 Topps Roger Craig rookie card. Now, he usually inscribes the cards that you send. He did not inscribe this one. I guess he did put his number, but you know, sometimes he'll put some of his achievements and stuff, which I think it's fantastic that he does that, especially for free. But really happy to get his autograph signed. This is a guy that absolutely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Why he's not boggles my mind. Fantastic autograph. Really happy to get that. All right, next, number 46. This is a 1994 Generation Extreme. Matt Hoffman. And this card's great because it actually spells it with two T's. He spells it with only one on the front and the back. Yeah, he's a BMX legend. Really happy to get that back. And I guess he put the date 2023 right there. All right, next, number 45. This is a 2009 TriStar TNA Impact. Kurt Angle. Olympic champ. Fantastic wrestler. Great return. All right, next, number 44. This is a 1990-91 score. Rob Blake rookie card. I actually sent him, I think, 2 or 3 of these the first time around, or 2 or 3 of his rookie cards. I guess Pro Set was in there as well. Unfortunately, that one either got lost in the mail or it hasn't been signed yet. So I sent to him again, and he was nice enough to sign this and I think 2 other cards. So really happy to get this return. Fantastic player, Hall of Famer. All right, next we've got number 43. This is a 2019 Upper Deck Goodwin Champions. One of the greatest bowlers of all time, Pete Weber. I sent to him in 2022, and he actually signed his 1990 rookie card, Kingpins. But unfortunately, it got tore up in the mail. It's got multiple creases in it, so I just decided to pick up some of these Goodwin Champions to send off to him, and he graciously signed them. So really happy to get his autograph on a card that looks nice. I'd like to pick up another one of those Kingpin sets, though. It's got quite a few rookie cards in it. All right, next we have number 42. This is a 1984-85 Star Arena Bobby Jones. Now, this is hard to see, but he actually signed it in blue, so it's easier to see in person, but it's right there. And he has a Bible verse, John 3:16. I sent to him in 2022 as well, and he signed a star card that time as well. And he inscribed it, and he actually sent it back in a top loader, which I thought was fantastic. I kept the top loader too. Very generous of him to do that. In fact, he's the only person to actually include a top loader on a card that wasn't top loaded, so very nice. All right, next, this is number 41. This is a 1992-93 Upper Deck World Junior Championships Chris Pronger rookie card. And it looks like he signed this to Tony All the Best. Chris Pronger. Hall of Famer. Next, number 40. This is a 2010 Leaf MMA. Randy Couture. MMA legend, part-time actor. Really happy to get this return. All right, next, number 39. This is a 21-22 Upper Deck Series 2 canvas. One of my favorite players playing today, Cale Makar. No, he only signed 1 card. I think I sent 3, he signed 1, but really happy that he signed this. I'm not a big fan of how the signature looks on canvas cards. I thought it would actually look really nice, but yeah, it's kind of scratchy, and it probably isn't good for the Sharpie. So don't want other TTMers being mad at me for sending these Sharpie destroying cards. So I think this probably be the last canvas card I send out. But I do love the canvas cards. They're fantastic. I love them. All right, next, number 38. One of my favorite Dallas Mavericks ever. And this is a 1999 2000 Upper Deck Black Diamond Cut Jason Terry rookie card. Let me sign that Jason Terry. Now, I met him in person, and I didn't have any cards because I wasn't expecting to run into him. And he signed just a loose sheet of paper for me. He put like Go Mavs and Jason Terry, Jet. Really happy to get this. He signed 3 different rookie cards for me. He actually kept a 4th that I sent, but that's okay. I don't mind if Jason Terry wants to keep one of my cards. Very cool. Part of the 2011 championship team. All right, gotta flip my sheet over. All right, number 37. This is a 1973 Topps Charlie Joyner. Hall of Fame 96. This is a second year Charlie Joyner. Great looking card. And next we got a number 36. This is a 1991 Max NASCAR legend Darrell Waltrip. Next, we have another NASCAR legend, number 35. This is another 1991 Max, Bobby Allison. And just like his brother, he sent a custom card signed as well. I just love these Max cards from 91 with the black borders. I love cards with black borders for some reason. I guess because the condition sensitivity of them, even though these are junk wax. Next, number 34, another TTM legend. This is 1964 Topps Bobby Richardson. I do have a 1960 signed by Richardson, but the bottom part of the signature is a little smudged. This one looks fantastic. And I love where he signed it right here. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 64 set as well. So Bobby Richardson. All right, next, number 33. This is a recent return. This is a 1975-76 Topps Rogie Vachon. I do have a 72 card signed, but this one looks much better. I love the old school goalie gear. He's got the mustache on this one as well, the long hair. Just a great image. Screams 1970s. Love it. All right. Next, we have a 1985 Topps Jesse the Body Ventura. One Angry Man. Now, he did sign his regular 85 issue, but it's got a smudge on it, as does another one that I sent to him. But he also included a sort of a custom business card. It says "Die first, then quit," and he signed it. It's fantastic, but definitely love this one, and it's smudge free. So he was in some good movies in the 80s as well. The Running Man and Predator. And became, governor of Minnesota too, right? All right, next we have another 1991. Oh, this is actually number 31. This is a 1990-91 score, Mike Gartner. I did send to him in 2022, but both of the autographs he sent back were smudged. The ink held up really nice on these scorecards. I got him to sign this one and another scorecard, so really happy to get a nice signature. And that's a really cool signature, too, of Hall of Famer Mike Gartner. Next, at number 30, we have a 1977-78 O-Pee-Chee, Bill Barber. I did get this same card signed last year, but I just love the imagery on this. And a big fan of the O-Pee-Chee cards with the rough cuts. This one definitely has a rough cut. All right, next, number 29. This is a 1974-75 Topps of Louis Dampier, one of the greatest ABA stars in history. Here he is playing for the Kentucky Colonels. I just love this set, just the imagery, and just looks very 70s. He signed this to Tony Louis Dampier. All right, next, we have a 1977-78 Topps Gail Goodrich. I actually had two returns from Mr. Goodrich this year. He signed his 78 and 79 as well, both inscribed to Tony. I'd like to get one of his earlier cards with the Lakers at some point, send it off to him. But for now, both of them are him with the Jazz. All right, oops, sorry for bumping the camera. Next, at number 27, this is a 1980 Topps Ozzie Newsome. He described that Hall of Fame 99. One of the greatest tight ends in history. All right, next, at number 26, I sent this individual some cards. He sent the cards back, but he didn't sign them. But he did send this, and this is fantastic. This is a Molson Export Ale card of Yvonne Cornway, the Roadrunner. And he signed it down at the bottom. So my guess is he's probably too busy to answer the fan mail, so he probably has somebody that kind of puts these pre-signed cards in the envelopes and sends them back. So very gracious of him to do that. And yeah, big fan of Yvonne Cornway. And I love this card. This is fantastic. I don't mind oversized cards at all. This is not something that you're going to find in the U.S. either. This is a Canadian issue, so really cool. All right, next, at number 25, and I kind of want to move this one higher up on the list because I'm a big fan of this individual. And apparently she's kind of sporadic with her TTMing as well. So I feel really fortunate to have got this return. Unfortunately, the envelope it was in got a little mangled in the mail, but you know that happens occasionally. Sadly, it was to this, but really happy. I sent this individual some index cards. Didn't have any cards of hers, but she sent this really nice 5x7 signed. I'm really happy to get this. This is the great Sally Field. And she signed this always Sally Field. And this is definitely ink. You can see the impression. So that is not facsimile. So I feel really fortunate to have received this. She's a legend in my mind. Big fan. And there's nothing on the back. It's just blank back. So thank you so much, Miss Field, for taking the time to sign this. Really appreciate it. All right, next, at number 24, big fan of this individual. He used to scare the crap out of me as a kid. And at number 24, we have the great Robert Englund. And he won't sign your cards, but he has this sort of made-up card that he has, this custom card, and he signs it. He signed one of these for me last year, and my brother wanted it really bad, being a big fan. And so I gave it to him and waited, the usual 6 months, and sent off to him again. And this time he actually signed it Freddie K over here as well. The first time he just signed it with his name, but this time he actually put Freddie K on there along with Robert Englund. So fantastic. Really happy with this copy. But yeah, this is like a postcard. Yeah, RobertEnglund.com. Your only guaranteed source for authentic Robert Englund autographs. There you go. Yeah, what a gracious individual with his time. You just, send him a letter and he'll send you one of these. And I just love this imagery right here. That's another one that probably should be a little higher on the list, but that's sort of how I was feeling when I made the list, but sort of regret it. But if I do that, I'll never get this list out. So, all right, moving on to number 23. This is definitely one of the greatest defensemen ever. This is at number 23. This is a 74-75 Topps Brad Park. Let me sign that too, Tony. Brad Park. All right, next at number 22, being a PE teacher, I have a lot of respect for coaches, and this is the greatest hockey coach of all time. This is at number 22, we have the 74-75 Topps Scotty Bowman rookie card. Sign this to Tony, Scotty Bowman. So he's really high on my list. Absolute legend. All right, next at 21, this is a 1984-85 Topps Hall of Famer Michel Goulet. And what's interesting about this card is I actually sent him the 82, 83, 81, 82, 82, 83, and 83, 84. I didn't send him any more than 3 cards, but he actually sent this back as well, this 84, 85. And so I thought that was really cool of him to do. He signed my 3 cards, but then included one of his own and signed that as well. So this one gets the nod over the other ones, even though they're older. I did not have his rookie card. His rookie card would be the year before. I think it was 80, 81. And I still need to pick that up. But, yeah, very gracious of him to include an extra. And, yeah, that one definitely has a little extra meaning, Anytime one of these athletes sends you an extra or something. Yeah, it's very gracious of them to do that. All right, next, at number 20, this is a 1990 Upper Deck Larry Walker rookie. Now, from what I understand, he's actually charging now. When I sent this, he wasn't. He signed this to Tony, Swing Hard, Larry Walker. I love the inscription on this. It's fantastic. And he's got great penmanship. Look at that. So, yeah, I mean, I have plenty of Larry Walker rookie cards I'd love to send out and get signed, but he's only 1 per, and now he's charging. So I'll probably send at least one more time to Larry Walker, try to get something else. Maybe as a Leaf or something. But really happy to get that one. All right, next at number 19, this is a 1974 Topps, signed by Hall of Famer Goose Gossage. This is his second-year card. And when I was a kid, I actually sent to him, they used to put out like gigantic books like this thick with like athletes' addresses and stuff like that in them. And I bought it at a Barnes & Nobles or something like that back in the day. Might have been like half-price books or something, and I decided to send my 73 rookie card to Goose Gossage, and it actually came back signed. It was one of the few of all the addresses that were in that book that actually came back successfully. So I've always, sort of appreciated Mr. Gossage for signing the card. I don't know if the addresses were good or not, or if they just weren't active signers or whatever, but, that made me a little bit bigger fan of Goose Gossage, even though he was an amazing player in his own right, and he did pitch for a year with the Rangers. So, but got him to sign this 74. I do have a 73 rookie card. I wish I still had the one he signed when I was a kid, but I think it got traded in a deal or something like that back then. But the 73 rookie that I have is sort of beat up. It looks like it was a victim of a rubber band because it's got some things and stuff on the edges right about where the rubber band would be. So I want to pick up a better copy of that before I send it, but really happy to get the second year Goose Gossage signed. All right. Next, at number 18, this is a 1996 Upper Deck USA Olympic card of Olympic legend Mark Spitz. It's just a great image right there, and he's got one of the coolest signatures out there. I just love it. Just great imagery right there on that card. And an Olympic legend. All right, next. This was a return I was really happy to get. Yeah, she's definitely established herself as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, downhill skier of all time. This is a 2021 Upper Deck Goodwin Champions Gouty of Michaela Schifrin. And I saw that she just won yesterday. I think she won by like 2.3 plus seconds or something like that, just some absurd number. But yeah, she's definitely a legend already. And she's still got a long career to go. Her autograph's kind of interesting because it kind of looks like she signs it white, White, but I guess somehow that's Michaela. That's pretty cool. All right, next. This is number 16. This is a 1990 Kingpins of probably the greatest bowler of all time. And this is his rookie card, Walter Ray Williams Jr. And I bowled quite a bit myself when I was in my early 20s. I actually have a .299 ring that I won for bowling a .299, so I was a pretty good bowler. But yeah, really, really cool to have, arguably the greatest bowler of all time's autograph on his rookie card. So really happy to get that return. All right, next, at number 15, another TTM legend. And this has sort of become a legendary set. This is 1986-87 Fleer. Robert Parrish. He's being guarded by Kareem, which is cool. He signed that Robert Parrish right there in a nice spot. Just such a gracious signer. I would like to get some of his earlier cards, even potentially his rookie card, to send off to him. But really happy to get this 86-87 signed. All right, at number 14, and this one took a long time to come back. I think it was like 14 months or something like that, but well worth the wait. This is a 1973-74 Topps. Hall of Famer Bill Bradley, former congressman as well, longtime congressman. But amazing ball player. Really happy to get this one. Definitely worth the wait. And I believe he's only one per. All right, next, at number 13, we have arguably the greatest female golfer of all time. And this is a 2021 SP Authentic Moments of Annika Sorenstam. Now, I did send to her in 2022. I actually sent her some index cards. And she didn't sign the index cards, but she actually sent me a card, an actual, I think it was an Upper Deck card. Unfortunately, there was like a gigantic crease, like a serious crease all the way down the center of the card. So I'm not sure if it was like that before she sent it or if it got damaged in the mail because it was in really rough shape. So decided to pick up some more cards of Annika Sorenstam, and apparently she's one per because I sent 3 and she only signed the 1. So still really happy to get an autograph of arguably the greatest female golfer of all time. All right, next, moving on to number 12. This is a 1978 Topps of Steve Largent. This is a second-year Steve Largent. He retired with the most receiving yards in history. Might have the most receptions as well. But really happy to get an autograph of the great Steve Largent. I do not have a 77 rookie card, but that's another card I'd love to get signed at some point. All right, next, moving on to number 11. This is a 1972-73 O-Pee-Chee, signed by hockey legend Alex Delvecchio. And he signed the Hockey Hall of Fame 1980. Just a fantastic looking autograph. All right, moving on into the top 10. At number 10, the undisputed greatest NASCAR driver of all time. This is a 1991 Max of the king himself, Richard Petty, and TTM legend. Now, I'd love to pick up his 88 Max, which is considered his rookie card, I guess, and get that signed. But for now, I just have 90s stuff for Mr. Petty. But yeah, he signs 2 per, and he's incredibly gracious with his time. You know, there's not too many athletes that are considered the greatest of all time that take the time to interact with fans and sign autographs the way the King Richard Petty does. All right, moving on to number 9. And this is a 1983 Topps Ryne Sandberg rookie card. I watched quite a bit of his career growing up with WGN and Harry Carey and Steve Stone. And I've always been a big fan of Ryne Sandberg, and you know, I had this card several times passed through my collection as a kid. But really happy to get this signed. All right. At number 8, this is a 1960 Topps. This is another TTM legend. And I just love where he signed this card. Bill Mazeroski. One of the greatest home runs in World Series history. Hall of Famer. And just love that signature. And just, you can read every letter on that. Just an amazing TTMer. And I love the 1960 Topps set. All right, next. This one's kind of surprising because this guy actually charges for his autograph, but I didn't send any money, and I just sent a couple leaders cards. And to my surprise, he actually signed one of them, so really appreciative that he did this. This is a 1972 Topps, 1971 AL ERA leaders, signed by the great Jim Palmer. So I was really, really surprised to get that back. That was sort of a dart throw. I was almost certain that they would come back unsigned, but I guess he was gracious enough to sign one. So really appreciative. All right, next at number 6. And if I could move this higher, I would, because I think this card's just amazing. This is a 1977 Topps Charlie's Angels. This is Kelly and Chris. And this is signed by both Jacqueline Smith and Cheryl Ladd. And I'm not sure what she wrote as the inscription. I think it says much love, Tony, much love, Jacqueline Smith. And then Cheryl Ladd, just signed Cheryl Ladd. Just really happy to end up getting this card signed by both Charlie's Angels actresses. Definitely one of the best returns of the year for sure. Multiple return, I guess, of the year. All right. So moving into the top 5. At number 5, we have a 1984 Topps Eric Dickerson rookie card. Now, I'm a little disappointed that this loop right here came off the card, but I don't mind. He's a local legend going to SMU. Just an amazing back, one of the few to rush for 2,000 yards in a season. And we might never see that again with the way running backs are used these days with committees and whatnot. But always been a huge fan of Eric Dickerson. Really happy to get his rookie card autographed. All right, this next one I have to kind of cover up a little bit because he actually signed my full name. But this is a 1978 Topps, another local legend. This guy was an icon when I was growing up. I'm really happy to not only get his rookie card, but get it signed. This was actually a Christmas gift from my brother last year. I ended up getting 2 of them, and now I have 1 signed, and really happy. Tony Dorsett. Sorry, I got to cover my last name. But to Tony Dorsett, Hall of Fame, 1994. And there's the back. Yeah, but really, really excited to get that return. All right, so moving on to the top 3. At number 3, I actually sent this to this individual with $10, and he sent it back to me. So I knew he was $20 for his rookie card, but I was hoping he'd sign it for $10. Unfortunately, I had to send it back, but I sent the $20 the second time, and he was nice enough to sign it. And this is a 1983 Topps Wade Boggs rookie card. I was always a huge fan of Wade Boggs, and my mother grew up in Taunton, Massachusetts, so I grew up, all of my relatives from her side of the family were huge Red Sox fans, so definitely rubbed off on me. And so growing up, I was a big Boggs and Clemens fan, and really, really happy to get this, probably his best rookie card, signed by the legend himself, Wade Boggs. All right, on to the final 2. And this is probably the last screen legend of the golden age that's still alive. Really excited to get this back, this return. This is actually a 1966-68 Dutch Gum. This is a TV66 Pop Builder, a numbered series, signed by the great Sophia Loren. I just love this image right here. It's fantastic. She's actually living overseas. I don't remember where, but I just sent the cards and a little bit of money for postage, and she graciously signed the cards. I love these Dutch Gum cards. If you can find them in nice shape, they look great. So really happy to get that return. And the last return, I was a huge fan of this individual, and really excited to get his return not once but twice this year. And this probably isn't my favorite rookie card of his, but the one that I did get signed is a little streaky, so I went with this one. But this is a TTM legend. He doesn't even allow you to use postage to return. He actually uses his own postage. He's everywhere. You see him in commercials. He's on TNT. You know him. You love him. He's the great Shaq himself, Shaquille O'Neal, on his 92-93 Ultra rookie card. And that's just a great looking autograph. And I think at this point I'm pretty confident that these returns are authentic. I've seen enough of them authenticated to be comfortable saying that these autographs are actually being signed by Shaq. So he makes number 1 on my list. I was absolutely just the biggest Shaq fan. In 91, 92, he was everywhere. And, the Mavericks at the time really stunk, and I was hoping that Shaq would end up as a Maverick. They actually had the worst record that year. Unfortunately, the ping pong balls did not bounce their way. They ended up with the 4th pick and Jimmy Jackson. But, just a huge Shaq fan. And he became a legendary player. That rookie year, just, destroying backboards, just only just greatened his legend in my mind. I mean, he was just an amazing player. You know, they were changing rules for this guy. So number one on my list. So that is the top 75 TTMs of 2023. And I actually had 143 total returns. And I really only sent one group of 20 out since since August. So this was really only like a half a year of TTMs. You know, I definitely need to get back into the TTM game. Um, I have the time. I've just sort of been lazy, and you know, in a lot of cases, I don't have the cards that I would want to send to individuals, and I mean, all I'd have to do is put together a ComC order to be able to do that. But I've sort of been lazy with that as well. Been focusing on some other stuff that aren't necessarily like TTM fuel. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that list. I'm just putting stuff away real quick, and then we'll move on to the next group. All right, there is actually one in this group that I'm actually going to have to detach the phone from the stand, and I want to apologize ahead of time. If you have like motion sickness or something like that, you might want to close your eyes, but I'll give you a heads up before that happens. All right, so next, this is the top 25 autograph pickups of 2023. So these are autographs that weren't TTMs, at least from me. These are purchases off of eBay, maybe ComC, individuals, and you know, internet, wherever I ended up picking them up. But these are autograph purchases, and I actually have 25 on this list. Now, in some cases, I'm going to show you both autographs that I picked up, unlike the TTMs. I'm actually going to show the two because there are a couple here that I definitely wanted to show. But anyway, we'll start at number 25. This is first we have a 1993-94 Classic Hockey Prospects, signed by Alexei Yashin. And he's a Hall of Famer. And I also got his 2003-2004 Upper Deck MVP signed. So really happy to pick up those two autographs of Alexei Yashin. All right, next, this would be higher on the list if he was in a different uniform, but big fan of this individual. At number 24, this is a 1998-99 Skybox Premium of Monster Mash, Jamal Mashburn. When I originally showed this card, I talked about how horrible the trade was from the Dallas Mavericks. Just the return was absurdly bad. But Mashburn was a great player and fun to watch for the short period of time he was here. All right, next, definitely one of my favorite Dallas Stars of all time. I got two autographs of this individual. This first, we got a 1994-95 Classic Hockey, Jere Lehtinen. And we also have, this is a 1996-97 Score, Jere Lehtinen as well. But this one's actually perforated, so I'm not sure what this came out of, but kind of an interesting card. All right, next, I actually have to move these out of, actually I'll show it first, but there's actually three of these. I'll remove them from the top loader here in a minute, but these are signed personal checks of Lorenzo Music. Now, Lorenzo Music was one of the writers of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. I believe he helped create the TV show Rhoda. He was also Carlton the doorman on that show. And for me, who grew up in the 80s, I knew him as the voice of Garfield. But also, he was also, if you remember those sort of absurdly bad crash test dummy commercials in the 1980s, Lorenzo Music was actually one of the voices of one of those crash test dummies. So, sort of a fan of the voice of Lorenzo Music, I guess. But yeah, I got 3 signed personal checks in here. It did come with a certificate of authenticity, but it's not from one of the big name companies, so I'm not sure it's worth much. Here we go. He actually had 2 different versions of his signature. This is one of the earlier ones. Signs Lorenzo Music. And this one's actually paid at the order of Friedman and Friedman, $1,000. If you look over here, this is for the Lorenzo and Henrietta Music Show. It's when he had a music show by Mary Tyler Moore Enterprises. This is 12/1 of 1976. So looks like his salary or something was $20,000, and they sent him $1,000 right here. That's really cool. And yeah, there's the back. William Friedman. So there's that one, and these other 2 are for like next to nothing. But these are actually personal checks for Lorenzo Music right here. That one right there was Henrienzo, so I guess that was the company of Lorenzo and Henrietta. Henrienzo, Friedman and Friedman. So that one's different. This one's actually Lorenzo Music, which is kind of cool. And then this is his other autograph right here. And like this one, this right here is this way, but this is also his autograph. So he had 2 different sort of styles of signatures, and this one is 1981, so 5 years later. And this one's for $1.94. This one's for even less. This one's for Minnesota Power and Light Company. Where this one went to 13 cents. 13-cent check. Signed by Lorenzo Music. And yeah, there's the back of that one. And I'll show you the other one over here. Yeah, so these are the 2 backs that I didn't show. Yeah, really excited to find this lot of signed personal checks of Lorenzo Music. Right, let me go ahead and put these away real quick. Give me just a second. All right. All right, moving on. Where are we at? All right, next at number 21. Huge fan of this individual. In my mind, he has one of the greatest games ever pitched. He pitched a 1-hit, no walk, 20 strikeout game in 1998. And he's a local kid. He went to Grand Prairie High School. So always been a big fan of this individual. Really happy to get an autograph of his. Unfortunately, he doesn't TTM. But this is a prospect card. This is a 1997 SP Top Prospects. Signed by Kerry Wood. Huge fan of Kerry Wood. That game was absolutely amazing. And he did it against the Astros, who were one of the top hitting teams in the National League at the time. Just an absolutely amazing, jaw-dropping performance, really. Certainly the greatest game I've seen pitched. And I've seen Nolan Ryan pitch no-hitters, but 1 hit, no walk, 20 strikeout game is hard to beat. And the 20 strikeouts is still tied for the record. All right, next we have a 2007 Topps 1952 Josh Hamilton. And he was really fun to watch his first go around with the Rangers. Led him to 2 World Series, won an MVP, had an absolutely absurd home run derby performance, like 30 home runs in the first round or something. That was ridiculous. But he was an absolute joy to watch. Huge fan of Josh Hamilton. And really happy to get an autograph of his into the collection. All right, next. Huge fan of this individual. One of the greatest Dallas Mavericks of all time. And I met him a couple times in person. The first time, this was, really before Dirk had become Dirk. And he after the games back then, you would sort of, that there was a place that you could stand sort of like near the players' parking lot where you could try to get autographs. And this guy never stopped. He never stopped. So I was shocked to see him actually walk from, behind, a pillar or something like that. And he just appeared out of nowhere, just like almost right next to me to where I could ask him for an autograph. And I was really happy to be able to meet him and get his autograph. But I actually stumbled upon these two 8x10s for next to nothing on eBay and had to pick them up. Just a huge fan of this individual. And I'll always remember that memory from, I guess my early 20s. But I had a hard time talking to him for sure. But this is Michael Finley. And this is before he had been traded to Dallas in the Jason Kidd trade. So these are, I guess, Just for Feet promos. He must have done a signing or something like that at Just for Feet his rookie year or early in his second year. And there's actually 2 of these. So definitely had to include this on my list. And again, I paid next to nothing for these, maybe $1 a piece or something, but yeah, just a huge Michael Finley fan, so it was a no-brainer purchase. All right, next, we have a hockey legend. Unfortunately, this is signed to Rick, but I don't mind. Even though I'm not Rick, I don't mind because unfortunately this individual has passed away, and I don't know how easy it'll be to pick up an autograph of his that's not inscribed. So really happy to get this on a really nice 8x10, I believe. This is Pierre Pilote. This is to Rick. And I'm not sure what that says, best in years or something like that. But Pierre Pilote. Just a great image. There's a little like tape residue or something up at the top, but I don't mind. I guess there's some at the bottom. But still, amazing hockey player. Really happy to get his autograph. All right. Next, we have a 2017. Is it 20? Hold on. Sorry, 2019-2020 Panini Prism penmanship. Hall of Famer Dan Issel. I'm not a big fan of the sticker autos. I got this for a good price. Didn't have an Issel autograph, so really happy to get this. And he doesn't TTM as far as I know, so only way to get his autograph is to pay for it. So happy to get that. All right, next, this is number 16. I don't think I've been given the numbers, so hopefully everybody's been following along. But so yeah, this is number 16. This is a 1989 Star. This is part of the Alomar Brothers set. This is a promo. This is signed by Roberto Alomar. I did have a chance to meet him in 1992 at Arlington Stadium, and I have his autograph on a baseball. I think I have his autograph on 2 baseballs. But I didn't have his autograph on a card, so really happy to get this. And this is a promo, so it's blank back. He's got such a unique signature. I love it. Oh, I actually have his autograph on a pennant too, a Blue Jays pennant. I forgot about that. So yeah, really happy to get this. All right, next at number 15, this is a 2002 Press Pass Optima, signed by Dale Earnhardt Jr. I believe he was just recently inducted into the Hall of Fame too. Yep, wrong way. So really happy to get a junior autograph. All right, next at number 14, this is a 2002 Press Pass Young Guns of Jimmy Johnson. I actually did buy another Jimmy Johnson autograph that I'll show here. This one right here, I guess, is some sort of custom card. 2002, A Season to Remember. Jimmy Johnson. We're really happy to get these. I'm actually really surprised at how cheap you can get NASCAR autographs for. All right, next at number 13, this is a 2007 Press Pass Authentics, signed by Rick Barry for the University of Miami. And this is on card. All right, next, again, we have another 2 Rick autographed 8x10. But this is a football legend. Really happy to get this individual's autograph. This individual was a really good TTM signer, but by the time I started TTMing, he had stopped. I guess it was becoming too difficult for him to do so, so I wanted to get his autograph, and I don't mind that this is 2 Rick, because this guy is just an absolutely amazing legend of football. Really happy to get this. And this says to Rick Raymond Barry. And I guess this was signed in 1977, because if you see down here, class of 73 enshrinee. So that would be the only reason for him to put 1977 there. So this was signed a long time ago, and that autograph is really held up. So, and it's just a great image. Look at that, diving for the ball. And it's got a relatively clean back. Actually, I think that's hair, so I don't know what that is. A little dot or something. But yeah, just a great looking picture, great looking autograph. Really happy to get that. All right, next at number 11. This will be the last 2 Rick autograph. This is another 8x10. This is actually a player that I sort of PC. I'm trying to collect his player run. And so really happy to get an autograph of this individual. And it's Billy Williams. And this is to Rick Billy Williams. Now, I do believe he does TTMs, but I think he charges like $20 or $30. But I'd love to get his autograph at some point via TTM, so I don't have to have 2 Rick on my only autograph. But yeah, huge fan of Billy Williams. And again, there's a little dot right there. I don't know what that dot means. All right, next at number 10, we have a 1982 Topps, signed by Ferguson Jenkins. I believe he was the first MLB player from Canada inducted into the Hall of Fame. And we have him here in these fantastic blue Texas Ranger uniform. Love it. A little streaky on the Fergie, but I don't mind. I've been wanting to get his autograph for a long time, and especially on a Rangers card. He did have 2 stints with the Rangers. And this is during his second stint, so really happy to get that. All right, next at number 9. This might be higher on the list if the card hadn't been damaged. Either it was damaged before I bought it or it was damaged on the way. But this is a 1996-97 Leaf Limited, signed by Mike Modano, my favorite star of all time. And he is. He's the greatest star of all time. There's nobody that can even compare to Mike Modano. I think he has the most goals of any American-born player in history. He was an absolute joy to watch. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a bend right here. I think you can see it even better on the back. Maybe not. Yeah, there you go. Goes all the way across. I mean, that could have been done, in the factory. It's possible, but anyway, it's a damaged card, and it's the only autographed Mike Modano card I have. So happy to have it, but I wish it was in a little better condition. And if it was, it would probably be higher on my list. All right, so now is the time where I have to disconnect the phone a little bit and go over to show you this next autograph, because this is huge. And definitely one of my favorite pickups of the year. I don't even know the best way to do this. So give me 1 second. All right, sorry for the feet. This right here is an original signed print. This was done by Shepard Fairey. It's of Andre the Giant. And it's iconic. You got the Obey right there, and then right down there in the corner, it's signed by Shepard Fairey, 2022. So this is definitely one of my favorite pickups of the year. Just an iconic print, an original print, and just definitely one of my favorite pieces that I picked up for the year. Give you a quick look at that auto. All right. All right, so hopefully you were able to hear me. I had to use my phone microphone for that, so hopefully that didn't sound too bad. But yeah, that Shepard Fairey print is absolutely amazing, and it's huge. So it's not something I could have shown where the phone was at. So absolutely love that piece. All right, moving on. So that was number 8. So this is number 7, and this is a 1997 Upper Deck Legends. I just recently got this. This is Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch, Hall of Famer. One of the great all-time backs. I guess he was one of the originators of the over-the-shoulder catch. Yeah, it even says right here, the over-the-shoulder catch. Just an absolute legend, and he was in several movies as well. Really happy to get his autograph into the collection. As I said when I originally showed this, I would love to have, one of his playing days cards that's signed, but for now, really happy to get this. Surprisingly, his cards are really cheap, and his autographs are relatively cheap as well for the type of player he was. But as I've said before, the NFL does not celebrate their history before the Super Bowl very well. And so players like Crazy Legs Hirsch have sort of been, kind of put on the side as far as the early stars of football. They much rather talk about the players. Basically what was the first Super Bowl, like '68 or something like that. The players from that point forward. It's just a little disappointing, but it makes it a lot easier for somebody like me on a budget to be able to pick up cards. These absolutely amazing players for next to nothing, really. All right, so next at number 6, I actually picked up 3 autographs of this individual this year, and really happy to pick this up. Huge fan of this individual, and I think I only have 1 card of his. So, you know, just one of the greatest strikeout pitchers, of his day, of all time, really. And yeah, just his autographs are so cheap. He was, he basically signed up a storm, for many years. He was part of the autograph circuit, going around the country. And so his autographs are next to nothing. So I have no problems picking up multiples of this guy. But this is Bob Feller. And we have him here on this nice 8x10. And there's the back. I guess saying it's an official MLB photo from 1989. And I also picked up, I like these for some reason. I'd like to pick up more in the future, but these Hall of Fame postcards with their plaques. And so, yeah, this one's signed by Bob Feller as well. I like these in the Perez steel cards as well. There's the back. And I had to pick them up on a card. So this is a 1991 Homer's Classic. And that one's signed as well. It's a great image. Just like Crazy Legs Hirsch, I'd love to have picked up an autograph of his on, one of his playing days cards. But, as I said earlier in this video, most people weren't trying to get those playing days cards signed. So I would question the authenticity maybe. But also I don't know how many are actually out there. So it might, be a premium to get something like that with a guy like Bob Feller. So I'm not really sure. But he did sign for years and years, so he might have signed into the era where autographs were more acceptable on cards. So it's certainly possible. I haven't really looked into it, but it's something I'll definitely look into in the future. Anyway, moving on to number 5, and really happy to find this. And this guy does not sign very often, as far as I know. So really happy to get his autograph. And at number 5, this is an 8x10 from the MGMA annual conference, where this individual made an appearance. I guess this is an 8.5x11. And this is of Dr. J. Julius Erving. I just love the picture of him dressed up like the doctor. And there's the autograph, nice, big and bold. There's a little facsimile right there. Just a really cool find. Really excited to get this. This was part of a sort of a Philadelphia lot that I found on eBay that had some really cool stuff in it, several autographs. But this was the key to the purchase, was being able to get this Dr. J autograph. And you can see on the back that it's legit because it bled through. So. Well, I don't know that it's authentic. I would assume it's authentic because he made an appearance at it, but it's definitely not a facsimile, is what I was saying. But yeah, really, really cool. Really happy to get this. All right. So moving on to number 4, another autograph I was really happy to pick up. This is another individual that does not TTM, an absolute legend. Many people put him in the top 5 all time, and definitely the top player at his position. Absolute legend, and a fantastic businessman as well. We have an autographed index card of Magic Johnson. This number 32. Nice, big, bold autograph. This is another one I'd love to have on a card, but his autographs go for a pretty penny, so I'll take it on an index card. I'm okay with that. All right, moving on to number 3. Give me 1 second. I have a certificate of authenticity in the way. Let me move that so you can see this better. This is number 3. This is a 1996 Top Stars, signed by Oscar Robertson. I love the reflection on the Top Stars logo right there. And he signed it the Big O. This is definitely an autograph I did not expect to be able to afford or be able to find to pick up. So definitely high on my list of purchased autographs of the year. All right, give me 1 second to put this certificate of authenticity back in here. All right. And number 2, huge fan of this individual. Probably the greatest pitcher in the history of the Texas Rangers. Just an icon in the state for 2 different franchises for sure. And really happy anytime you can get an autograph of this individual, but really happy to find it on something like this. I love these silk cachets, first day covers. And so really happy to find this. Usually these are pretty easy to authenticate because they have the postmarks and stuff like that. So, yeah, we got Nolan Ryan with the silk cachet of the 4,000 strikeouts. Signed right here, July 11th, 1985. Stamps were 22 cents back then. And yeah, these are envelopes. If you haven't seen these before, these are actual envelopes. But yeah, I just love these. Really happy to find one of Nolan Ryan. And he has many of these. I actually showed an ad that I had in a magazine where they were actually showing that they sold some of these, and the prices were like ridiculous, like $7.50 or something like that, $10 for like a signed silk cachet at the time, and we're talking like Hall of Famers. It was like ridiculously cheap. It's almost like these days you look at those prices and you probably would have bought them out. But yeah, so that's number 2 and number 1, and there's actually 2 autographs here. These were purchased from Canada 383. I purchased several items from him, and really happy to get these. But yeah, these both tie for number 1, my favorite pickups, 2023. Favorite autograph pickups of 2023. This is a 1968 Topps, graded a near mint to mint 8 with an authentic autograph. And this is just gorgeous. Absolutely love it. And also a 1965 Topps, Alex Delvecchio. Again, a near mint to mint 8 with an authentic autograph. So that's the card grade, not the auto grade. Just a great looking autograph, a great looking card. High grade. Just Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you again, Canada, for these amazing cards. So, yeah, that is the list of my top 25 autograph pickups of 2023. So, give me 1 second to sort of organize this, and then I will move on to my top 100 pickups of 2023, at least that aren't autographed. Now, this was a real pain to try to put together. So again, as I said at the beginning of the video, try not to focus too much on the order that these are in, and try to focus a little bit more on the pickups, if possible, because depending on the day, this order could change pretty easily. But I did try to put them in some sort of order. All right. So this is the top 100 non-autograph pickups of 2023. And there are all sorts of different sports, all sorts of non-sport stuff in here. Just really excited to get this stuff. And I made many, many, many purchases this year, so it was really difficult to narrow it down to 100. I will say this. There are a few cards in here, less than 10, but a few cards in here that I have not shown on my channel, that I have just recently received them as Christmas gifts. And I'll be showing that video on the other side of the new year next Saturday. I'll be showing some of that stuff, maybe the Saturday after, depending on what I have to show. But I did want to include them in my top 100 because I received them this year. So I won't be talking too much about the cards. If there's a story to them, I'll save that for the video next week or the week after. But I did want to show them as part of this. So there will be a few that you haven't seen if you watch my channel regularly. But starting off at number 100, this is a 1916 R&J Hill Spinet Canvas Masterpieces of the Print Collector. And this is by Ernest Meissonier. And I just love the imagery on this. This is very close to what we do as card collectors. They're just doing it with prints and paintings. So I just love that image. All right. At number 99, this is a 1935 Ardath Film, Stage, and Radio Stars. And this is of Greta Garbo. I just love these cards. Just the artwork on these is absolutely amazing. Now, there's actually a Katharine Hepburn in this set, and that most certainly would have made my list. But on closer inspection, and I didn't even see this the first time showing it on my channel, but it looks like there's like a Sharpie line that goes like right here, and it's like this long. And so I looked at several other cards online, and it's clearly not part of the card. So somebody at some point just like put a streak of a Sharpie on the card. So with that damage, it's not going to make my top 100. But this Greta Garbo was really nice, and I definitely kind of wanted to highlight this set as well. So just love this set. And there is another card in the top 100 from this set as well, coming up shortly. All right, next at number 98, this is a 1951 Fritz Hempelmann Film Builder. And this is Lana Turner. Now, these cards seem to be incredibly scarce because I look up Fritz Hempelmann and I can't even find cards from Fritz Hempelmann. So either I'm not looking up the right stuff or these are incredibly scarce. So really happy to have found this lot a couple weeks ago, and I showed it probably 2 weeks ago on my channel, maybe. But Lana Turner, screen legend. All right, next at 97, this is a 2004-2005 In the Game Heroes and Prospects of Alex Ovechkin. So this is sort of like a pre-rookie, but he has several cards in this set, so it's not really anything special. But I don't have an Alex Ovechkin rookie card, and this came out the year before his rookie year, so I do like this card, and I'm really happy to have it. I'm not sure if he's going to break Gretzky's goal scoring record. He's had a rough time scoring this year, so I'm not sure about it. But I mean, he's still one of the greatest goal scorers ever, and really happy to have this card in my collection. Really happy to pick it up. And like I said, there's several other cards from this set that I'd like to pick up at some point, because they're really cheap. These are not expensive cards at all. All right, next at number 96, one of the older cards on the list. This is from 1888. This is a N11 Allen and Ginter, Flags of States and Territories, and this is New Jersey. Now I don't have a connection to New Jersey. I've been through there. I've passed through in a car, but I don't have much of a connection in New Jersey. But I actually kind of want to build this set. And so I found a couple of these that I picked up this year. I just love the imagery, and I love that it has, territories before they became states, on the back, I guess. Territories down here, and then states right here. And it just kind of shows the age, but, I think it's really kind of cool. And I'd like to put the set together. And this New Jersey was the nicest one that I was able to pick up this year. The other one I have has some pretty nasty staining on it. But wanted to add this card to the list for sure. Because definitely happy to have picked that up. All right, so that was number 96. Next we have number 95. And this is a 1949 Bowman of Walker Cooper. And Walker Cooper was one of the best catchers of his era. And he's basically a common. His cards do not go for a lot at all, but I am a big fan of Walker Cooper. It just seems like time has sort of forgotten this guy. But when he retired, he was in the top 5 catchers, home runs and RBIs, and several other statistics. So he's definitely worth looking into for sure if you don't know about Walker Cooper. But really excited to get that card. Aside from centering, it looks really nice. All right, next we have a 1937 John Player and Sons. This is the famous Beauties set. I actually picked up 2 sets of this year. Unfortunately, the other one of these cards looks like it was kind of gridded out, so somebody could sort of like draw it or do some artwork or something with it. So I can't show both of the ones that I got, but I will show this one. This is Joan of Arc from the set. I think it's a great looking set. It's got definitely some famous beauties, as they say, in this set. Definitely some great names in it. Really happy to get the set. This is one of my favorite cards from the set. All right, next at number 93, this is a 1916 R&J Hill Spin It Canvas Masterpieces. And this is of Gainsborough's Blue Boy, Thomas Gainsborough. And I was actually looking for this card for a while. And there were several of them listed, but they looked horrible. And this one finally popped up, and I was really happy to get it. It's in really nice condition. And Gainsborough's Blue Boy is one of the more iconic paintings. So really happy to get that. All right, next, this is another card from the 1937 John Player and Sons Famous Beauty set. And I do have 2 of them to show this, of this individual, and this is Pocahontas. really cool artwork. Give me a second. I gotta get a drink. All right. Next, I think this is the last card from this 1916 R&J Hill Spin It Canvas Masterpieces set. And this is my favorite of the ones that I have. And this is a legend. This is the artist's portrait of Rembrandt. And aside from being a little miscut, it's in really nice shape. And a huge Rembrandt fan. All right, next, at number 90, this is a 1959 Topps Baseball Thrills Rocky Colavito. I'm a big Rocky Colavito fan, but I love the image on this. And this is in really nice shape. I mean, really nice shape. Super sharp corners. There's not too many fish eyes or anything. It just looks gorgeous. I mean, not quite pack fresh, but it's just gorgeous. This would be a high grade. I would imagine that this has a shot at like a 7. Just a fantastic looking card, and really happy to have found this. And there was actually another card that I bought from the same individual from the same Baseball Thrills set that you'll be seeing a little later on the list. But really happy to get this one and that one as well. All right, moving on. Number 89. This is a 1937 Godfrey Phillips Coronation of Their Majesties, the Princesses. And this is Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret Rose. And this is just a really cool looking set. And yeah, just a great looking card. All right, next, at number 88. And I probably could have put this a little higher on my list, but I didn't. Yeah, number 88. I actually have 2 of this card, and this is a 1951 Fritz Hempelmann film builder of Ingrid Bergman. I don't have too many Ingrid Bergman cards, so really happy to get duplicates of this, especially of a set that I can't even find on eBay. So, again, maybe I'm not looking it up correctly. Maybe there's another way to look this up to find these cards. But you know, at least looking up Fritz Hempelmann, I can't find anything. So I'm not sure if these are scarce or not. But Ingrid Bergman's a screen legend, and don't have too many of her cards. So definitely happy to get these and add her to the list. All right. So next, at number 87, this is another one of the 1935 Ardath film, stage, and radio stars. And again, I love this set, and this is Ginger Rogers. Just love the artwork of this set. It's just fantastic. So I believe this is the last one from this set to make the list. As I said, the Katharine Hepburn definitely would have if it didn't have that Sharpie mark. All right, next at number 86, and this could definitely climb the list depending on how his career pans out, but for right now, he's number 86. This is a 2020 Calbee Roki Sasaki rookie card. And this guy's had an amazing start to his career. He pitched a perfect game, I believe. I think it was a perfect game. It might have been just a no-hitter. And then his next start, he went eight more no-hit innings or perfect innings. Just absolutely absurd. And then his head coach pulled him out for the 9th inning. Otherwise, he potentially could have had back-to-back perfect games. So this guy's just got nasty stuff. And he actually tried to get himself posted this year towards Major League Baseball. But I guess there's something going on where if you get posted before you turn 25. You have to use like international money or something like that. And by this time of the year, most of the international money has been spent. Um, Otani actually took that route, but he was able to make up, and he actually signed a minor league contract, but he was able to make a lot of the money up through endorsements, where it might be harder for Sasaki to do so. Um, but yeah, I don't think he's going to end up in Major League Baseball this year, but he's only a couple years away from 25, so no doubt he's going to be in Major League Baseball in the future, and he's got a bright future, and really happy to get a Roki Sasaki rookie card. All right, next at 85, this is a 1939 Wills Association Footballers. This is graded in SGC4. And this is of Stanley Matthews. And he is definitely a football legend. He had a long, long career. And really happy to get this. And as I've said before, if possible, with the graded cards, I like to keep the number grade kind of along the decade if possible. So for 1939, I would be okay accepting like a 3 or something like that. In 1940s, a 4, 50s, 5, 60s, 6, etc. Now sometimes that's difficult to do, but in this case, I was happy to get a 4 for a 1939 card and a Stanley Matthews. Although it probably isn't too difficult to find this card in a higher grade. It's not very expensive. But Stanley Matthews was an amazing player, and really happy to get this card. All right. Next, at number 84, I actually have two of these cards. I purchased this whole set. I actually purchased two of this whole set. This is a 1938 Players Cricketers. This is Dennis Compton. Now, I know this has been said to have been his rookie card. It's listed quite a bit as his rookie card, on eBay and stuff like that. From what I understand, though, he actually has a card in 1937. So, worst case, this is a second year Dennis Compton. But Dennis Compton was an amazing cricketer. I believe he's in the Cricket Hall of Fame, but he was also a footballer. He also played soccer. So I believe he played for Arsenal. So he was a two-sport athlete. So really happy to get these early cards of Dennis Compton. Yeah, it actually says down here, Arsenal. Plays outside left for Arsenal. So, yeah, so he was a soccer player as well. Really happy to get these. This is not a expensive set at all. These players cricketer sets are super cheap, and they're everywhere. So these are not scarce cards at all, but still an amazing player, and really happy to add those to the collection for sure. All right, next, this is basically a raw card because it's a raw card in a nice case because this grading company is garbage. But this is a 1957 Topps Hoyt Wilhelm, apparently graded a near mint 7. But I wouldn't say this is a near mint 7 because of the centering. But it is sharp, I'm definitely happy with the condition of this card. And I love the 57 set. And Hoyt Wilhelm was an amazing pitcher, Hall of Fame pitcher. But yeah, golden grading. And that's not even Ken Golden. I'm not sure what golden grading is. But yeah, this is basically a raw card. I look at this as a raw card. But I'm not going to remove it because I don't plan on getting this card graded. And, I feel much safer with it being in this slab than in a top loader. So, all right, so that was number 83. So moving on to 82. And this is a 1935, and I'll probably butcher this. This is a J.A. Petro Sporting Events and Stars. This is a Jimmy Braddock, James Braddock rookie card. The Cinderella Man. I do like this card, but it looks like he's got like a giant head or something like that. That doesn't look proportionately correct. So I'm not sure what's going on with this card. But I think it adds to the appeal of it. He's got like a jumbo head on somebody else's body or something like that. But yeah, James Braddock was an amazing boxer. Of course, if you know the Cinderella Man story or have seen the movie, you know who this is. And to have his rookie card, really happy to add this to the collection. This is a pretty cool set. I believe this is the set that has the Joe Louis rookie in it, but I might be wrong. But I know it is Joe Louis's rookie is in 35, so really happy to get that card. All right, next at number 81. When I bought this, I actually thought it was his rookie card, but through further research, I actually found out that this guy had a card from 1973. And so this is not his rookie card. This is actually from 75-76. And this is a 75-76 Calby of Yutaka Fukumoto. And this one, I actually translated it, and I guess this card is for the Best Player Award. And it says it on the back. I think that's what that is Best Player Award. And Yutaka Fukumoto was the first player in professional baseball history to steal 1,000 bases, so he's an amazing player. And yeah, I just got to track down that 1973 Calby so I can add it to the collection because I'd love to. But I've only seen two of them, so it doesn't seem like it's an easy card to find, and it probably will be fairly expensive. So if it is, I guess I'll have to settle for these mid-70s Calby cards because these are easier to find and much more affordable. But I'll definitely try to track one down and see what the price is. But amazing player, and really happy to get that. And that looks packed fresh. That card would grade really high, probably a 9. Maybe less. Looking at the centering, maybe an 8. All right, next at number 80. Now, I do like this card, but put it a little higher on my list, just based on the subject matter, I guess. But this is a 1914 Ogden's Owners, Racing Colors, and Jockeys. And this is of Steve Donahue and Lord Carnarvon. And Steve Donahue was an amazing jockey. And Lord Carnarvon is the guy that paid for the excavation of King Tut's tomb. And he was the first individual to have been believed to have caught the mummy's curse. So he's got an interesting story. This is a really cool card. Really happy to find this. And this card is not easy to track down either, so there's a little bit of scarcity to that one at least. All right, next at 79, and I actually have two versions of this card. This is from 1939 Carrera's Film and Stage Beauties. And this is Hedy Lamarr in both the small and the large version. And I've told Hedy Lamarr's story several times on my channel, so I won't now, but an amazing actress and inventor. She definitely has an interesting story. If you don't know who Hedy Lamarr is, definitely look her up. All right, next I have a couple more Hedy Lamarr cards. I just put them right next to each other because I kind of like the cards equally. But these are much older. These are from 1951. I have two of these. These are from the Fritz Hempelman Film Builder set again. It's Hedy Lamarr. So yeah, these are much older than those 39s that I just showed, but based on me not being able to find any of these cards listed, these have to be much scarcer than those film and stage beauties because those were pretty mass produced. So yeah, these are definitely nicer cards, I think. Harder to obtain anyway. Next, at 77, this is a 1937 Godfrey Phillips coronation of their majesties. This is the heir presumptive. This is Princess Elizabeth. Now, she does have a large version of this as well as the small one, but I wasn't able to find it for an affordable price, so I just got the smaller tobacco card size card. But I'd like to get the larger version. I did get the larger version of the princesses, but I couldn't find it with this one, so. I'm sure I'll find one at some point. They're not too expensive. All right, next, I absolutely love this card for the condition and the subject matter. This is number 76 on the list. This is a 1910 to 1925 Godfrey Phillips BDV Old Masters Series 6 Silk. And this is of Joan of Arc. And this artwork was done by Jean Ingres. Jean A.D. Ingres. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous looking silk. It still has all of the borders intact. Very little fraying just right here on the corners. And you can see that border perfectly. And I see so many of these where these borders are gone and there's massive fraying. This card is just gorgeous. And for this being produced from 1910 to 1925, you're basically looking at a 100-year-old card plus. And just the condition is absolutely amazing. Just amazing. If grading prices weren't still ridiculously high right now, I'm used to like the $10 and stuff. If they weren't like double that, I would consider sending that to get it graded. But just curiosity of what type of grade it would get, because I think it looks fantastic. I don't know what that beep was, but I apologize. That scared the snot out of me. Anyway, moving on to number 75. This is a 1974 Yamakatsu Towa Enter the Dragon. And this is Bruce Lee. Now, he has several cards made by Yamakatsu Towa. This is basically an entire Bruce Lee set. So these are not hard to come by, I guess. I mean, maybe the card itself, but finding cards from the set are not hard to come by. So it's a little higher on the list, although I'm an absolutely huge Bruce Lee fan. But I was able to pick up like 4 or 5 of these that are sitting on ComC waiting for me to complete the order, so that they're not too terribly hard to find. But this is a nice looking card, and I believe that they had I know they had Enter the Dragon, and I think they also did the Green Hornet, and there were a couple other movies that he did that they actually made sets of. Yamakatsu Towa. So still really happy to get this and add it to the collection, and this was officially my first Bruce Lee card, but I have several others that'll be here in a month or so. All right, next at number 74, this is a 1965 Topps embossed. This is Bill Mazeroski. And I have not shown this card on my channel because this was a Christmas present from my brother. He bought me a nice lot of these Topps embossed cards. I'm seriously considering building the set. Because I don't know that I'm a huge fan of this set. I just think it's affordable to put together, and there's some great names, and I do think the cards are unique, and the fact that this is, like an insert from 1965 Topps, it kind of adds to the appeal, I guess. But these are really hard to find, like not scuffed up and scratched, and these are really nice. I mean, there's some things and stuff on the edges and stuff, and that's sort of to be expected. These are kind of condition sensitive, I would say. But yeah, this is otherwise really nice. I've seen some really ugly looking Topps embossed cards, and that's probably part of the reason why I'm not completely in love with the set, but I do like the set. All right, next, this is a card that I showed recently. This is a 1933 or 1934. I've seen it both ways, but PSA puts 33 on the label, so that's fine. 1933. National Chickle Skybirds. This is Roland Garros. I believe I showed this card last week, so you've probably seen this recently if you saw my video last week. The father of air dueling. But I do like the Skybird set. And National Chickle cards in general. All right. Next, this is a card I've only shown once on my channel. I really kind of like this. This is another really old card on the list. This is I can't pinpoint the actual date of this because it's a trade card, but the seller estimated that this is 1870s, and so I guess I'll go with that. This is a trade card from France, and this is The Lace Maker by Johannes Vermeer, and I'm a huge Vermeer fan. He might be my favorite artist, and just love his artwork. And he's mostly known for The Girl with the Pearl Earring, but he's got some really nice paintings. And I saw this and just kind of became fascinated by it. It did sit on my watch list for a while, but I guess I had always intended on picking it up. I was just kind of hoping that they would lower the price a little bit, which they didn't, but I was happy to get it anyway. Just the subject matter, and you can't find, 1800 stuff of Johannes Vermeer. He was kind of rediscovered right around the end of, the 19th century. His work was sort of forgotten for a long period of time until I guess a collector sort of brought his artwork back to the light. But yeah, really happy to find this. All right, next, this is a 1964 Topps Daryle Lamonica rookie, and this is super sharp. It's really off center, but it's super sharp, bright white edges, just a gorgeous looking card. He was an amazing quarterback. He is not in the Hall of Fame, and I don't know why. But this is just a gorgeous example of this card. And if I've said it before, when buying stuff like this, I generally take super sharp corners over centering. Ideally, you'd like to get both great centering with great corners, but I usually sacrifice the centering to have really nice corners like this. That's kind of how I grew up and how I continue to collect. I know other people would sort of take the rounded corners if it had super sharp centering, and I can understand that as well, but I just kind of prefer it like this because, growing up in the 80s, you'd open up a pack and a card could come straight out of the pack looking like this, but a card usually wouldn't come straight out of a pack with thin corners, so or rounded corners. So that's kind of how I collect. All right, next we have another Topps embossed. This is 1965 Topps embossed. This is Billy Williams. And this card's in pretty nice shape. And I collect Billy Williams, although I'm basically only collecting his player run, so this technically wouldn't qualify for his player run because I don't include all-star cards or subset cards, or in this case an insert. I'm just talking about the main card player runs, but I do collect Billy Williams, so really happy to get this, especially with basically a scratch-free surface. That's just gorgeous. So we are over 2 hours now. Hopefully y'all are enjoying this kind of view of the year in review. All right, next we have two 1964 Topps Giants of Orlando Cepeda. And this is another guy that I'm collecting the player run for. But I really like this 1964 Topps Giants set. And this one right here was part of a Christmas present from my brother as well. I actually marked them like this. So I actually had this one in my collection already. So you have seen this card on my channel before. This one you have not, because it was part of a lot of 64 Topps Giants that I did get for Christmas from my brother. So I do have duplicates of these. So maybe this can be up for trade or at some point right here to pick up maybe other cards from this Topps Giants set. Although this one is a little more brown on the back than this one. This one's brighter. So I'm not sure which one I would keep, but the centering on this one's worse. So I don't know. But yeah, so I have two of these Orlando Cepedas from the Topps Giants set. And you will be seeing more Topps Giants along this this list as well that are new to my collection. All right, next at number 68, same case with this one. This is 1964 Topps Giants, Val Kaline. I had this one in my collection already, but the lot that my brother got me, there were two others. So I have three Al Kalines, and they all have some issues. This one right here was kind of off center cut right there. You know, there's like barely any top edge. Same with this one right here. And then this one, the centering is better, but it's got like a scratch right here above his hat. So there's a little issue with all three of them, but that's being picky. These are in relatively nice shape for their age for sure. But yeah, these two are new. And Al Kaline was a fantastic player as well. So happy to get those. Thank you, bro. All right, next we have a 1971 Topps Bill Mazeroski. And I had originally bought this to sort of TTM it, but I never sent it because I thought the card was in fantastic shape. There's just little touches on the corners, and maybe a little touch right here on this edge, but with these 71s and the black borders, it's really hard to get these in great condition. And I just love this condition. I didn't really want to mess it up, so I ended up keeping it. I'm really happy to have it because it looks fantastic. All right, next at number 66, and this could certainly go higher on the list depending how the rest of his career pans out, but really happy to add this to the collection regardless. This is a 2016 BBM Icons Speed Shohei Ohtani. So this is a pre-Shohei Ohtani rookie card. His rookie is 2018. This is 2016. But I think his rookie card in BBM is, I want to say it's 2013. So this is several years after his first appearance. But still really happy to get this. And he's probably my favorite player playing today. He's just so fun to watch, and just an amazing player, 2-time MVP, right? Just an absurd player, and we really haven't seen anything like this. So hopefully he comes back from his second shoulder surgery the same player, but we'll see. All right, next, this was another card that I had actually wanted to purchase for a TTM, but it was too nice, so I decided to hold on to it, and it's actually the same player. This is a 1965 Topps Bill Mazeroski. I just love the condition of this card. It's super bright white. There's a few touches on the bottom corners, but the top corners are pretty sharp. Just a gorgeous looking card. And so I never sent this off to get TTM'd. All right, next, we have a couple more 1965 Topps embossed. And I don't have a whole lot of this player's cards. So really happy to add these to the collection. Thank you again, bro. Eddie Matthews. And I remember when I was a kid, there was a local card shop. It was actually the first card shop that I ever visited. I was in there, and they used to have like a little box of cards that were sitting right by the register. And they had a 1953 Eddie Matthews card, which was actually a second year Eddie Matthews, sitting in it, but it had a giant chunk taken out of it. Like this right here was like missing. But at the time, it was the oldest card I had ever seen. So I was looking at it, I was like, wow, this card is old. And the guy actually gave it to me. He was like, you know what? Take it. I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, take it. I wish I had held on to it for the memory. But yeah, it was missing a corner, so it was in trash shape. But that's kind of a bucket list card, that I would like to get. I would like to get a really good condition 1953 Topps Eddie Matthews at some point in the future, just because of that memory. It was a great memory, and I am a big fan of Eddie Matthews. But yeah, these are really nice right here. And I guess technically he does have the most expensive rookie card in the history of Topps, because the 1952 Topps Mantle is technically not his rookie card, it's his first Topps card. So the most expensive rookie card in Topps history is actually the 52 Eddie Matthews. All right, next at number 63, this is another 1959 Topps Baseball Thrills. I showed the Colavito earlier, and this is the other one I picked up of Duke Snider. Again, I just love these cards from this set. There is the Willie Mays catch in here as well, which I had when I was a kid and don't anymore, that I would like to pick up. And Mickey Mantle has a Baseball Thrills card as well. And I think Stan Musial and Ernie Banks, there are several of them that I'd love to pick up. But this one, again, this almost looks pack fresh. Look at this. The super sharp corners, all four. Just bright white edges. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous looking card. There might be a little bit of registration blurriness right here, but outside of that, that's it. And I guess there's a little bit of a wax stain on the back, which will take off, I'm sure. A little something right there. You see that a little bit on these wax cards. But still, eye appeal on this card is absolutely amazing. It's through the roof. I love it. Really happy to get that card. All right, next we have another Topps Giants. Again, 1964 Topps Giants. This is Warren Spahn, and this was one that I did not have and was part of the group that I got from my brother for Christmas. Centering is off, but it's super sharp. I don't mind. And Warren Spahn was an amazing, amazing pitcher. Right there, wins 350th ball game. So yeah, this is towards the end of his career, for sure. But still, anytime you can add a Warren Spahn card to your collection, you do it. All right, next at number 61. I have two of these. This is from 1936 Reemsma. This is Band 2, Group 57. And I have two of these, so I'll show you this one. This is Frank Wyckoff, Paul Honey, Ralph Metcalf, and at the end, Jesse Owens. Now, Paul Honey is from Switzerland. The other three were part of the U.S. team. I guess both of these won't quite fit. But yeah, it's just a great looking card. Spent several months of the year trying to get as many of these Jesse Owens cards from this Reemsma set as I possibly could. And I think there might be two more that I'm missing. But I was able to get quite a few of them, and duplicates in some cases. Yeah, I just love that set. It's fantastic. I love the imagery. All right, next at number 60. This is another card from that set I actually have two of. This is a 1936 Reemsma Band 2, also Group 57. And again, this is Jesse Owens. And I don't know if you can see, but there's Jesse Owens right there. And there's second place. So I know it's a weird angle, but it looks like he's quite a bit of ways in front of everybody else. It's just a great looking image. I didn't show the back of the last cards. Let me show you the back of these. So yeah, it's all in German. All right, next we have another 1964 Topps Giants. This was not from the set I got for Christmas. I actually purchased this earlier this year. And it's Whitey Ford. I don't have too many Whitey Ford cards, and big fan of Whitey Ford. So really happy to pick this up. The centering's pretty nice. The corners are nice. Wins 10th World Series game. All right, next at number 58, we have a 1957 Topps Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch. Man, his 50s cards, well, most of them are really affordable. I would love to pick up, if anything, I'd love to pick up his entire player run. Wouldn't be too difficult once you got his rookie card. But he's got some great cards, great imagery on his cards. And so I would definitely like to pick up more. But this right now is the only Playing Days Crazy Legs Hirsch card that I have. I just love the imagery on this. Love this set. All right, next at number 57. This is a 1947 to 1966 exhibits Larry Doby. Now, this is the only Larry Doby card that I have, so it definitely makes the list. Would love to pick up some more of his cards. This one does have a little staining on the back. But there is a really good website that is available that does a good job of trying to determine which year these exhibits came out. And from what I was looking at, this one, because it says printed in the USA, and it's uppercase and lowercase, that this one probably came out around 1960. So of the 47 to 66, this is one of the sort of later issues, I suppose. But still, Larry Doby, amazing player, historically important, obviously. And yeah, really happy to add that to the collection. All right, next we have another 1964 Topps Giants. This was part of my Christmas gift, and it's in fantastic shape. Rest in peace, Mr. Robinson. We got the 1964 Topps Giants Brooks Robinson, and this card is gorgeous. Robinson cracks another grand slammer, and it's got him playing defense on the back. You gotta love it. Greatest defensive third baseman in history. Fantastic card. All right, next, at number 55. Huge fan of this guy. I haven't fully committed to getting this guy's player run, but it's mostly because his rookie card is up there in price. I would like to get as many cards from his player run as possible, but this was the only one that I picked up this year. I probably have 7 or 8 of his cards at this point. Huge fan of this guy. This guy was basically revolutionary with the basketball. This is a 1975-76 Topps Pistol Pete Maravich. And this card's gorgeous. Really nice, really sharp. Centering isn't too bad. Not too much snow or fuzz. Centering's a little off on the back, but I don't mind. Just a gorgeous card. Huge, huge Pistol Pete fan. All right, next, at number 54, this is another 1947 and 1966 exhibits. And this one's of Warren Spahn. And he has several versions of this with different logos on the cap. But this is one of the earlier ones. In fact, this one I can date to about 1950. So this is earlier in the run. And he does have the Boston Braves logo. The little staining on the back like the Dobie. I bought these both from the same individual. But otherwise, it's pretty nice. It doesn't have any creases or anything. It's very little corner wear. Certainly acceptable. And again, I'm a huge Warren Spahn fan. And this is a great image, too. So happy to get that. All right, next. Really couldn't decide which one of these was better, so I just kind of put them back to back. This one is this was a number 53. This is a 1975-76 Calby. Sadaharu O, the World Home Run King. Now, I think I bought 7 cards of his from this Calby set. And the 2 that I'm going to be showing are in the best condition. Might not be the best images, but in the best condition, so they made the list. This one's card number 124. Here's the back. And again, 75-76 Calby. Sadaharu O. So yeah, these were the 2 in the best shape. And this one has a little ding right there on the corner. Otherwise, it's pretty nice. Outside of maybe the centering on the back. Yeah, I pick up Sadaharu O cards anytime I can. Just an absolute legend. All right, next, at number 51. This is again a 1936 Reemsma. This is Band 2. This is from Group 61. And this is Luz Long and Jesse Owens. I told the story about the relationship between Luz Long and Jesse Owens in the video where I showed this card originally, so I won't now, but definitely an interesting story. And there's the back. Just a very cool image right there. All right. So we are through the first 50. So moving on to the top 50 pickups of 2023. So starting off at number 50. Again, we have another 1936 Reemsma, Band 2, Group 61. And again, it's Jesse Owens. Love this image. You can see the Olympic record and the world record, and then where Jesse Owens is. Just a fantastic photo. Love this card. And again, there's the back. All right, next at 49. This is a 1902 Ogden's Guinea Gold. This is People, and this is Lord Carnarvon. And I told the story of Lord Carnarvon earlier on a card. Lord Carnarvon was the guy that financed the excavation of King Tut's tomb. And I did not know this card existed, and I haven't seen one since. So this seems like a fairly scarce card. So really happy to find this one. And it's in really nice shape. No creasing or anything. Minor touches of corner wear. And with the black border, It just looks fantastic. There are touches on the edges a little bit and a little staining on the back, but this is from 1902. And this is almost a 122-year-old card. All right. Next, I've shown this card several times on my channel in raw form, and I've even shown the slab since I purchased it. But really happy to get this. This is a 1936 Carreras, famous airmen and airwomen. This is Captain James Doolittle, Jimmy Doolittle of the Doolittle Raiders. And I was really happy to get this. Again, from 1936, and this got an EX Mint 6. Really happy to get this, especially in this condition. This card is actually on my mat right there in raw form, so tells you what I think of this card. So really happy to get this. And there's the back. I actually really like the backs of these. All right. Next, at number 47, I had always wanted this rookie card, and it's not very expensive. Just wasn't able to find it as a kid, and had to pick this up once I got back into the hobby. Big fan of this guy, and this is basically junk wax, but I don't mind. This is 1988-89 Fleer John Stockton rookie card. And what's interesting about this is you look at the back, and he had been playing since 84-85. I mean, he had several years before they actually put his rookie card out. I mean, he actually could have been in the 86-87 Fleer set, with Karl Malone. He was actually a rookie before Karl Malone. But it took him till 88-89 to give John Stockton a rookie card. So really, really happy to get this. And this guy's the all-time assists and all-time steals leader. So talk about disrespectful. Again, I don't know what that dinging is. I apologize. That scared me again. Hopefully y'all don't hear that. Next, this is a fantastic card. I got this one from Canada, 3A3. He reached out to me and said that he was selling off a partial set of a partial set that included this card. And unfortunately, I didn't have the money to be able to buy the partial set. But I asked him if he could possibly save a card for me that I would be interested in picking it up, because I had actually been looking on eBay for months for this card, and I never saw one show up. This is definitely not easy to find. I can't say it's rare. I can't say it's scarce. I can just say it's next to impossible to find. And so he was really nice enough to save this, and he ended up selling the partial set without this card included, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm really happy to get this card into my collection. I just love the imagery of this. This is 1958. This is a Nagashima JK9 Karuta set, and this is basically just known as the Stadium card. Stadium. I'm not sure what stadium this is. I can't see the imagery down there clearly enough to figure out the teams that are playing, but I just love the imagery in this. You've got the lights right there, and you can see the players playing right there, the pitcher. Just fantastic imagery. I absolutely love this. And Canada, thank you again for saving this card for me. It is gorgeous. I mean, you look at the back. The back is absolutely amazing. This is almost perfect. It's almost in perfect condition. This would grade really high, I would imagine. The centering's a little off, and that's about it. Corners are super sharp. The back is just gorgeous. Oh man. And again, you cannot find this card. But I would like to, at some point, figure out what stadium this is and potentially what teams are actually playing. But as of right now, I do not know. Just love the image. Sometimes you buy cards for the artistic value, and I am a big art fan. So in that case, I bought that for art as much as the card itself. I just love the imagery. All right, so next at 45, this is a 2005 2006 Upper Deck rookie class Sidney Crosby rookie card. I did not have a Sidney Crosby rookie card, and so I had to pick one up. And he has a McDonald's one that's cheaper than this, but this is probably the second cheapest Sidney Crosby rookie card there is. That's not like the in the game pre rookies and stuff like that. But I wanted to get a Sidney Crosby rookie card. I am a fan of Sidney Crosby, so decided to pick this up. And happy that I did. It's in nice shape. And he's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. So, all right. Next, showed a couple of Dennis Comptons from this set earlier. As I said, I bought two complete sets of this. One of the main reasons that I wanted to buy this set is because it was another Don Bradman card that I did not have in my collection. And that's what I'm showing right here. I have two of them. And this is the 1938 Players Cricketers, Don Bradman. As they say, the Babe Ruth of cricket. He has records that will never be broken. He's basically the goat of cricket. Pretty undisputed, too. And these cards are in fantastic shape. Really happy to get two Bradmans this sharp from 1938. Although these cards are really a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. These are junk wax before junk wax. So not a whole lot of value, but it's like getting Babe Ruth cards, really. Babe Ruth cards for cricket is how I look at it. Anytime I can pick up a Bradman card, I will. And there are definitely a lot of them out there, and I will continue to pick them up into 2024 in the future. All right. Next, this is another card that I got from Canada 383 in a purchase. Really happy to get this. This is a slab. This is a 1975-76 Menko JCM 58 of Yutaka Fukumoto in an SGC 7. Again, I thought 75-76 was actually his rookie card. But apparently he's got a 73 Calby, so I guess this is not his rookie card. But I don't know. I still kind of look at this as his rookie card because I don't know how easy that 73 is to get. But just a gorgeous looking card. Look at this. Just love the imagery. And the back. That's fantastic. Look at that. That's great. Yeah, but I absolutely love this card. And as I said earlier, Fukumoto, first player in professional baseball history to steal 1,000 bases. Amazing, amazing talent. All right, next, at number 42, I got two of this one as well. This is 1935 Gallagher Park Place Champions Second Series. And a couple of Don Bradmans. Now, I do not have the complete set of this. I literally bought both of these Don Bradmans by themselves as a lot. I didn't really want to buy the full set. There are a few cards in there I wouldn't mind having, but they're a little more expensive, I guess, than a lot of sets that I see from this era. At least the ones that were posted when I was looking. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to get the Bradman out of it. And ended up getting these. All right, where are we at? All right, next, we're at number 41. I did buy the complete set of this. And really happy that I did. I spent a lot of the year, last year as well, part of last year, part of this year, hunting down this set at a good price, and I was finally able to. This is 1938 Churchman's Boxing Personalities, and I got these two cards back to back on the list. Really happy to get both of these. Doesn't matter what order. But we got Joe Louis, and his rookie's in 35. This is 38, so early in his career. And the back centering isn't too bad, but the front centering is a little rough. Would have liked a little better condition, at least centering wise. I mean, there's no creases or anything like that, and the corners are fairly nice, just minor touches. But Joe Louis being such an icon, I would have liked to have had one with a little better centering. But this one I'm really happy with. This is the next card on the list. This is number 40, and again, 38 Churchman's Boxing Personalities. This is the great Jack Johnson. This is obviously several years after his career had ended. But still, it's a Jack Johnson card. Pre-war Jack Johnson card. And so, really happy to get this added to the collection. Definitely would love to get some Jack Johnson cards from his boxing career. You know, maybe the Hassan 1910 or something like that would be nice to get. But for now, this is the one Jack Johnson card I have. And really happy to have been able to get that entire set for a price that I was comfortable with. All right, next, at number 39, this is a 1954-55 Parkhurst Netminder's Nightmare featuring Harry Lumley. Now, this was a card that I saw on somebody's channel, and again, I saw it, and this is sort of the artistic side of the card. I just fell in love with the image and say, you know what, I have to have that card. This is really a netminder's nightmare. I mean, this is back when the goalies did not wear helmets, and you can see what's happening right there, and just a fantastic image, and the puck is down here, and yeah, he's getting plowed by like 3 or 4 people right there. I'll let you read that right there. I did read that the first time I showed this card on my channel. But I just absolutely love this card. And this set in general is fantastic. But yeah, there's just something about this image right here. I love it. All right. Next, at number 38. Now, I actually told the story about this when I showed the card the first time. I actually purchased the regular version of this card, and the seller sent me the gold version instead. And then the seller contacted me a couple days after it arrived and asked me if I had received the gold one instead of the regular one. And I said, yes, I had. And he said, would you mind sending that back to us, and we'll pay for the shipping, and we'll send you the proper card, and we'll even discount the price of your original purchase and give you half your money back if you do that. And I said, yeah, no problem. Just let me know where I need to send it to. Well, I never heard back from him. So I guess whoever was complaining about getting the wrong card. They might have given him his money back or whatever. But I never had to send this card back. So, at this point, it's been like 2 months. So I don't expect that I'm going to hear from him anymore. So I sort of added it to my collection instead of having it set aside. This is the 1992-93 Topps Gold Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. So I got this for the regular rookie card price. And aside from centering, it's super sharp. Really happy to get this. I never had the gold version of this as a kid or ever at any point. So really happy to get this. And, I'll still say, there's still a chance that they might reach out to me and say that they want this card. And if they do, look, I like to think I'm a nice guy. I will send it to them. Accidents happen. I wouldn't want, something like that to happen to me. So if they ever reach out to me, I will ship this back to them. But otherwise, I'm very happy to add this to the collection. So maybe put an asterisk by this where, technically it's not mine until, I don't know, statute of limitations or whatever you want to call it. But for now, it's in my collection. I'm really happy to have it. Huge Shaq fan. All right, so where are we at? So next, we're at number 37. This is another card that I purchased from Canada 383. Really happy to get this one. This is a 1952 Yamakatsu black and white JBR 28 of Takahiko Besho. And this is in wind up. This is a PSA EX5 Mark. Now the Mark, I'll show you on the back, is a 3 right here, and that basically means that this was a prize winner. And they did this, as I guess a promotion or something like that, where they would have like different numbers and you would get, different prizes based on the number on the cards. So I almost feel like this shouldn't be considered a mark because this was done by the company and on purpose. But regardless, Takahiko Besho, one of the greatest players in the history of the MPB, and just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous example of this card. If you don't know who Takahiko Besho is, definitely look him up on Wikipedia or something. Amazing, amazing player. All right. Next, we're at number 36, and this could potentially go higher depending on his career and how it pans out. This is a 2018 Topps Heritage Shohei Ohtani. And aside from that 2016 pre-rookie or whatever, this is the only Ohtani rookie card that I have. So really, really excited to have this. I actually bought this in January of last year, and it's basically tripled in cost since I purchased it on ComC. So really excited to have gotten this. I almost wish that I had purchased more of his rookie cards before the season started like I did this one as opposed to just this one, because I am a huge Ohtani fan. But I also didn't expect the price to, triple over the course of the year. But he had an amazing year and he won an MVP. So I guess it doesn't surprise me, but I try not to buy into hype. So maybe I'll have a chance to purchase some more of his rookie cards in the future. But for now, very happy to have that one. All right. Next, at number 35, this was a card that came out when I wasn't collecting and had to get it. Was a huge fan of this individual's career and very happy to get his rookie card. And this is 2001 Topps Ichiro Suzuki flagship rookie card. And so really happy to get this. This card came out basically right when I stopped collecting. I stopped collecting in like 99, 2000. This came out in 2001, so I just missed this. But very happy to get this. And it's certainly affordable. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than I expected it to be. So really happy to get this. All right, next, number 34. This is a 1932, and I'll butcher this. I want to say that this might be in German or something like that. Arami Ekta Film Photos Hand Colorist Series D, Charlie Chaplin. Now, I did just show this card on my channel, and I also showed it on Maiden's channel. But this is definitely one of my favorite pickups of the year. I spent several months looking for affordable Charlie Chaplin cards. And, I mean, there are some that are affordable, but I wanted affordability with condition, and that was a little tough. But I was really happy to get this one. All right. Next, at number 33, with a chance to go higher depending on how his career pans out, this is 2017-2018 Collezioni Firenze Campioni di Futuro. I probably butchered that. Large black back Kylian Mbappe rookie. I was really excited to get this, to win this. It's not hard to find this card, but it is hard to win it. He's a very popular player. So really happy to get this, and I got it at a nice price. Yeah, he's in my opinion the greatest player playing today. Ronaldo and Messi, always top the conversation, but I think at this point in their careers, Mbappe has passed them both by. Certainly debatable, but I am a huge Kylian Mbappe fan, and really happy to have a rookie card of his in my collection, even if it isn't like a main issue. It's still a rookie card, and I'm really happy to get it. And I do like these Collezioni Firenze cards. I guess that's what you Campioni di Futuro cards. They've made these for several years, and there are some fantastic cards. I know they have like an early Ronaldo card, like several years before his rookie card. They've got Ovechkin and Crosby before their rookie cards. It seems like they were picking a lot of talent before the talent hit the main stage in their sets, and that's kind of fascinating to me. It seems like they were ahead of the game with some of these players. So really, really excited to get this Mbappe. All right, next, number 32. This was another set that I was really excited to find at an affordable price this year. I purchased several singles over the course of last year, but I was never able to find the set at an affordable price. And there was one card in the set that was really hard to obtain at a decent price. And it almost felt like if you were going to pay that for this card, you might as well buy the whole set. And so that's basically what I did. I avoided the temptation of picking up the individual card and waited until I was able to find the set for about the price of this individual card. And so really happy to get this. This is a aviation legend. The name will speak for itself, but this is Amelia Earhart. And I just love this set. And really happy to get this. She does have a Skybirds card that I would love to get, but it's not cheap. And so this is an affordable way to get an Amelia Earhart card. And really happy to get this complete set to be able to get this card into the collection. She does have a tragic story, but she was a pioneer and a legend. And so happy to have this card in the collection. All right, next at number 31. This was a set that I did not know existed until I discovered it. And as far as I know, this is probably the second card produced of this subject. And the first issue is thousands and thousands of dollars. So I was really excited to find this card. This is a 1938 Godfrey Phillips, Ships That Have Made History. And this is the Titanic. And I was really excited to find this set, found it at a nice price, and was able to pick it up. But the key to the set was this Titanic card. I was so excited to find a Titanic card that didn't cost $1,000. That was pre-war. And there's certainly a very real possibility that there are multiple other cards of the Titanic that came out between 1908 or whenever the chocolate card came out. What was it? I wish I could think of what Cadbury chocolates had the first Titanic card that I know of, and it was before the Titanic sunk. And the only other Titanic card that I've seen pre-war is this one. So there might be another one, and it wouldn't surprise me if there is. But for now, this is my mind. This is the second Titanic card. So really, really excited to find this. All right, next, these are two other cards that I purchased from Canada 383. and just kind of put them back to back on the list because it's hard to decide which one I like better. They're both equally as nice. These are both from 1950, JBR 7, black and white, and they're both the same individual. So I'll show them both at the same time. This is card number 30 and card number 29. And I don't know which one I like better. They're both fantastic. But this is Hideo Fujimoto. And Hideo Fujimoto has the lowest career ERA in MPB history. And he also has the lowest single season ERA in MPB history. I think it's something like .72, which if you know, the Major League Baseball record is Bob Gibson at 1.12. Well, he was 0.72. So absolutely amazing pitcher. This one does have a winner's mark or something on the back, and this one's got a little bit of staining, but just gorgeous looking cards from 1950 of one of the greatest pitchers in MPB history, Hideo Fujimoto. Absolutely love those cards. All right, next at number 28. Huge fan of this individual. Really, really excited to be able to get his rookie card. Over the course of the last couple years, I've become a really big fan of cricket, and one of the legends of cricket is this individual, more a modern legend, I guess. And so I was really excited to get this guy's rookie card. All you have to do is YouTube this guy, and he will amaze you at what he's able to do with the cricket ball. Just absolutely amazing, and really happy to add this Shane Warne rookie card to the collection. This is a 1993 Futera The Ashes, Shane Warne. Probably the greatest spin bowler in the history of cricket. He's absolutely amazing to watch. And tragically, he passed away only a couple years ago. So R.I.P. Mr. Warren. But really happy to get this card into the collection. As with this card, this is another modern cricket legend that I was really happy to get the rookie card of. Now, this guy actually has a card from 1992, but it's incredibly hard to find and it's incredibly expensive. So most people call this his rookie card. I guess this is technically his rookie card. But this is a 1996 Futera World Cup Sachin Tendulkar rookie card. Now, he does have another limited card in this set. I think it's like World Cup Heroes or something like that, which I think is limited to 1,000 or something. This is the base issue Sachin Tendulkar rookie card. And really excited to get this guy. He's probably in the top 5 cricketers of all time, and I don't think that's very debatable. Probably the second greatest batsman in history behind Don Bradman. And Don Bradman himself said that Tendulkar played very close to how he imagined he played. So I'm really, really excited to get this guy's card into the collection. And this card's not very cheap either. All right. So this next card, I did show this. I think I showed this on Aaron's channel when I first got it. This was a Christmas present as well. So I have not shown this on my channel. But I actually found this card myself on eBay, and I messaged a friend of mine thinking that he might be interested in the card because of its historical value and stuff. I guess there was always a possibility that I might have purchased this in the future, but money wouldn't allow me to purchase this right now. So, I kind of just forgot about it for a month and a half or so. And then on Christmas Eve, this actually showed up in my mailbox. And so I called my friend up and I was like, dude, he said, what? I said, you bought it? He was like, did it show up? I said, yeah, it showed up. And I was shocked that he had purchased this for me. He bought this and had it sent to my house for Christmas. And it was such a thoughtful gift. But when I showed this to my friend, we actually had like an hour and a half long conversation about this card. Like an hour or an hour and a half. And I guess that conversation made an impact on him where he was like, man, I have to buy this card for him. it's an interesting card, but I like it for its historical value more than the image itself. The image is part of the reason why we had such a long conversation. But enough about that. This is now officially the oldest card in my collection. This is an 1865 CDV, and I wish I had written down what CDV stands for. It's like cart the visit or something like that. Yeah, something like that. But what they would do is they would take like a thin like picture and then paste it onto a thicker card stock, and that's what these were. But this is two of the most famous Americans ever. This is George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, and I think that the image is called apotheosis, and this is considered a memorial card that was done in 1865, the year that Lincoln was assassinated. And just an absolutely amazing card. Yeah, the imagery is a little intimate, I would say. But I mean, you kind of got to think, Lincoln had just been assassinated. He's probably shocked to be in heaven, to begin with. So, George Washington's kind of comforting him. He's putting a wreath on top of his head. You have some angels over here. Just some powerful imagery right here. But yeah, I guess compared to today's standards, this is a little intimate. But I guess I don't mind it. This is a Lincoln Memorial card, a legit, authentic 1865 Lincoln Memorial card, which I find incredibly fascinating from a historical standpoint. And surprisingly, these are not very hard to find. There are once I found out what this was actually called, the apotheosis, and I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. Once I found out what this was actually called, you type that in, or you even type in Washington Lincoln CDV, and you can find several versions of this card. It's not scarce, it's not rare at all, but I think it's fantastic. And there are several different images that are actually considered memorial cards as well. But this was such a thoughtful gift from my friend, and I just absolutely love this. And I'll remember that conversation for as long as I live, because that was a long conversation. And he was like, "Man, this is a little too intimate, don't you think?" And yeah, it is. But this is also 1865. It was a different time, so just a really cool card. And this is the first time I've shown this on my channel, so. This is number 26 on favorite pickups of 2023. So, on to the top 25 cards, and we're about to hit 3 hours. If you're still with me, I want to thank you so much. Hopefully, you're enjoying this. I know last year I did like a 3-part video or a 2-part video, but I just thought it would be better to just do it all at once. And just have one grand epic 2-year anniversary back in the hobby and year in review. So I really enjoyed putting this together, really enjoyed doing this show for everybody. But anyway, enough rambling, on to the top 25. So at number 25, we have a 1925 British American Tobacco Cinema Stars Set 3 Charlie Chaplin. Love this card, and this was another Charlie Chaplin that I was able to find at an affordable price, and it's in fantastic shape. About to be 100 years old in a couple years, and he's a true cinema icon too. All right, moving on to number 24. I was really excited to get these. This card is not cheap. He's a legend, and somehow I purchased a lot of these from Germany, and this card was not even mentioned in the listing. So when the lot showed up and I ended up getting 2 of these in the lot, I was absolutely shocked and ecstatic at the same time, because I had wanted this card, but I couldn't find it at a nice price. And so really happy to get this almost by accident. I don't think the guy knew what he had, but really happy to get this at number 24. This is a 1936. Now, this actually came out in 32 Riemsma, but they reprinted this set at the same time they printed the 36 Riemsma Olympic set with the Jesse Owens. So this was, I guess, a reprint set that was printed 4 years later of the 1932 Riemsma set. This is from Group 20, and this is Duke Kahanamoku. And I ended up getting two in the same lot, and really ecstatic to get this. It's a cool image. It looks like he's picking up his luggage at the airport or something, or maybe dropping it off. But I believe he was an alternate in 1932 for the water polo team, and so that's why he was in LA. But the way you can tell on the back that this is not from the 32, this is actually from the 36 set, is right here. It says Olympia 1936 Band 1. So it's actually talking about the new 1936 set. And in the original one, it didn't have that right there. So that's how you can tell that although it says Olympia 1932 right here, if you go down here and you do see the Olympia 1936, this is part of the reprint set. But still, 4 years later, I don't really care. And these are absolutely amazing to get. And Duke Kahanamoku, absolute legend, surfing legend, Olympic legend. Just really happy to get these and add them to the collection. So that is number 24. Number 23 is another item that I was equally ecstatic to get. Since I got back into the hobby, I have wanted to get a card from this set, but I wanted it to be a notable player. And this is a 1914 B18 blanket. And I was finally able to get one of a notable player, at least in my mind. He might be a common in the set, but this guy is far from a common. He had an amazing career, one of the best players of that time, but nobody really talks about him. And this is Red Murray. So I was really happy to get this a couple months ago. Finally got one at a price that I was comfortable with, of a player that I'm a fan of. It's not Walter Johnson or Ty Cobb or Joe Jackson or something, but Red Murray was an amazing player, and he's got a great story, and so I consider him notable, and so very happy to get this. Finally have a B18 blanket in fantastic shape in my collection. And by the way, this one's with the green base paths. He also has one with the brown base paths. So really happy to get this. It's in really nice shape. All right, so that was number 23. At number 22, this was another card that I purchased from Canada 383. This is a 1952 Yamakatsu black and white JBR 28, graded a PSA near mint 7 of Tetsuharu Kawakami, otherwise known as like the god of baseball, I believe. Absolutely amazing player. He was probably the greatest player of his era. And just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous looking card. 1952 card in the near mint 7. And just a gorgeous looking back. Now, Kawakami does have a lot of cards. I would certainly like to pick up several other issues of his cards. The issue is finding them in good condition. That's the main issue with the Japanese cards of this era. Some of them you can find and they're really beat up, especially like Manko's, because they were played with. So that's the key to finding them. You can find them. It's just finding them in a condition you're comfortable with. But man, somebody really took care of this card for it to get a near mint 7. And it's just a great card of an amazing, amazing player. So moving on, number 21. This was a card. Now I don't buy a whole lot of ultra modern, and I don't get into many breaks. Um, but I did get into a break earlier this year on Sports Cards 24/7, and this was a sort of a random, and I somehow landed on the LA Lakers, and somehow had an absolutely amazing hit. And, since I don't open a whole lot, this is not surprisingly the best hit that I had all year, even though I didn't open the pack. Um, but yeah, Theo, thank you again for this amazing hit. Just a gorgeous card. I don't think this would get a 10 based on centering. This might not even get a 9 based on centering, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous card. And really happy to get this. This is a 2020, 2021 Panini Prism red cracked ice LeBron James Kobe tribute. And again, you look at the centering right here. It's not the greatest. So I would not expect this to get a 10. It might not even get a 9. It'd probably get an 8. So I don't know if this is worth grading. Even though I'm not a big fan of grading to begin with, unless I'm planning on selling the card. But just a really cool card, cool moment. Rest in peace, Mamba. And yeah, definitely my best hit of the year. Thank you again, Theo. All right, so next at number 20, I had been searching mostly all year for a card of this individual that was in good condition, that I was comfortable paying the price for, and was finally able to get this card. Really excited to get this. I just showed this recently on my channel. This is a 1960 Dutch Foul Gum, hand cut, of Marilyn Monroe. Now, I did find out a little bit more about this set. She actually has 3 cards in the set. One where she's at bat, I guess. And then there's another one that's a little bit more of an iconic image. And then this one. This is card number 3. And so she only has 3 cards from this Dutch Foul Gum set. And they also reprinted this set, but it actually has reprint, and then it has a number. I guess it was a numbered set. But this is an original 1960 Dutch Foul Gum, hand cut Marilyn Monroe, and this is in gorgeous shape. It looks like it's very, very, very well centered, very well cut, and so really happy to get this, and I got it at a nice price. And so finally, I have a Marilyn Monroe card in my collection from her acting days, and man, it's just a gorgeous card. Really happy to get that. All right, so number 19, 18, 17, and 16 are all the same individual. And so these are all 1958 JGA 177 All-Star Awase 1. This is the greatest Japanese pitcher in history. And I was fortunate enough to find all 4 of these in one lot for sale. And I couldn't buy it now fast enough. These are not easy to find, and certainly not every card in the set, I guess. And so, yeah, just really happy to get this. I guess these are designed like a playing card deck. And so there is an 8 of spades, an 8 of clubs, an 8 of hearts, an 8 of diamonds. And so I'll just show these one at a time. So, the order really doesn't matter. But I guess number 19... and this is Masaichi Kaneda, the greatest Japanese pitcher of all time, 400 wins. And I guess I would put this a little further down the list just based on, the contrast. It doesn't look like it's quite centered, so it looks a little off. But still, condition-wise, this is just ridiculously sharp, especially for like a Minko. And the centering's a little off on the back, but just absolutely gorgeous card. Just love these. So we have that one. Next, We have the Eight of Clubs. And I actually have another copy of this that I got from Canada last year as a gift. And this one actually has a stain on it right here. Unlike the other one, it was like white all the way around. But yeah, this is another Masaichi Canada. And there's staining on this side as well. So I'm guessing that the other ones were kind of sitting right here, sort of protected, where this one might have been exposed to something over the years. Next, again, Masaichi Canada. This is the Eight of Hearts. And another really gorgeous card. Again, we have the contrast or whatever that's a little off. Looks like a double exposure or something, but really, really bright corners. Bright edges, sharp corners. Just a gorgeous looking card. And number 16. This is the Eight of Diamonds. And this one probably has the best focus of all of them. Although it's got a little bit of a rough cut on the top. But as I've said before, I like rough cuts, and it's got a little bit of something right there. Yeah, all four of those are from the 1958 JGA 177 All-Star Awase 1 set. And those are not easy to find. All right, next. Now, I was really happy to pick this up. This was not sort of a hobby goal, but it very well could have been because I'm collecting the player run of this individual, and I did not have this rookie card. But I made it a point to pick it up this year anyway, if possible. And although I'm not 100% comfortable with the condition, this would probably be like a 3, would be my guess. I would like to get it a little better than this. I'm certainly not disappointed that I finally have this rookie card in my collection. And this is a 1958 Topps Orlando Cepeda rookie card. Now it's not ridiculously expensive. You can find it for about $100 or so. But the centering's a little bit off on this one. The corners are a little worse than I would like. But there are no creases. There's not a whole lot of fish eyes. There's one right there, and there's not any of the wax staining on the back. So there are some things to like about this card. And it is a Cepeda rookie card, so I am happy to have it. But, a couple years from now, later in the future, I would probably like to get a better version of this, maybe center-wise or, corner-wise, one or the other. It doesn't have to be both to add to the collection. That would probably get closer to a mid-grade would be what I would be happy with, not a low to mid-grade. But I guess that's being a little too picky. Really happy to get that anyway. All right, so number 14. This was another card that was in the lot with the Duke Kahanamoku's that was not mentioned when I purchased the lot. That I was absolutely ecstatic was in the lot. This was a card that I knew about and would have loved to get, but this is not a cheap card, and it's hard to find when you're able to find it. This has some absolutely legendary people on it. And this is, again, this is 1936. This is a reprint of the 1932 Reemsma Group 20. And let me get all the names right. Okay, so we have, I'll start over here. We got Arthur Jonath, Douglas Fairbanks, Paavo Nurmi, Amelia Earhart, and Duke Kahanamoku. Some absolutely amazing names, especially these three right here. Douglas Fairbanks, a fantastic actor. Jonath was an Olympian, but Paavo Nurmi was one of the best runners of his time. Amelia Earhart, legend. Duke Kahanamoku, popularized surfing, was an amazing Olympian himself. Yeah, just an absolute legend and really, really happy to get this card. It does have a little bit of darkening along the edges and a little bit on the back. It's not too bad. And again, this is the 36 reprint, not the 32. But, this was not supposed to be in there. I was expecting like a bunch of, just, you know, regular Olympians. And I wasn't expecting any. I wasn't expecting any Jesse Owens. I wasn't expecting Duke Kahanamoku. I certainly wasn't expecting the Kahanamoku with Amelia Earhart. So this was a real shock. I wasn't expecting Babe Diedrichson Zaharias, who is also within the 32 set. So to have this and for him not to even list it or mention it, I'm very fortunate to have gotten this. And just an amazing card to add to the collection. So, all right. So moving on, number 13. This is a 1936 Reemsma, Band 2, Group 61. And this is one of the most iconic Jesse Owens images, and that's why it's much higher on the list than some of the others that I've shown. Whether you want to call this a Jesse Owens rookie card or not, I'm not sure. I do think he has a 35 card or something where he's, Ohio State uniform. But, I guess you could very well call this a Jesse Owens rookie card if you want. Just an iconic image. Really happy to find this and pick it up this year. So that is, where are we at? Number 13. Moving on to number 12. This is another Jesse Owens card. This is 1936 Reemsma, again, Band 2. This is Group 60. And this, in my mind, is his most iconic image. And I was fortunate enough to pick up 2 of these. And you also see this on his 91 Impel, which I think I have just out of reach. I got cards covering it, so never mind. Let me put this back. Yeah, but his card in the Impel 91 Impel set is this image. So it's just an iconic image, and really happy to get this, and 2 of them, in fact, this year. Just an absolute legend. There we go. All right. Now, 11, 10, 9, and 8 are all the same individual. Again, this is just like I showed with the Masaichi Kanadas. These are also from that set. This is another amazing all-time great. These are 1958 JGA 177 All-Star Awase 1. Again, this is the complete set of, the different cards. So this has 7 of diamonds, 7 of spades, 7 of hearts, and 7 of clubs. But what's cool about these are actually rookie cards of this individual. And you could argue this is the second best player in MPB history behind Sadaharu O. This was also his teammate, friend, and really happy to get these. Again, it doesn't matter the order, but this is 11, 10, 9, and 8 on my list. And this is Shigeo Nagashima. And this one has a little bit of the staining on the edge, like that one Canada card that I had. But I love the imagery on this. Just gorgeous. And this right here, I didn't mention on the other one, but this is like the Minko number. It's got like the card back right there. And these look a little bit better than the Canadas as far as the centering of the imagery, I guess. This is the 7 of spades. Now, I don't know what happened right here as far as the printing process, but not all of the spade is there, but otherwise, very nice card. Looks like the focus is a lot better centered. And again, you've got the super, super white borders. So I would imagine that would grade pretty high. This one is really nice as well. This is the 7 of hearts. fantastic image right there. And the centering looks a little bit better than some of the others on the back. And like I said, these are all Shigeo Nagashima rookie cards, which is fantastic. And the last one we have is Seven of Clubs. Just gorgeous cards. I feel very fortunate to have found the Kanadas and the Nagashimas, and at a certainly a nice price too. Had no problems paying the price that I did, as hard as it is to find those cards, and especially those cards in good condition. So I feel very fortunate. That's one of my best purchases in my mind of the year was the Kanadas and the Nagashimas. All right, next, this is number 7, and I did show this recently. This is a 1902 Ogden's General Interest Series D of cricket legend and pioneer W.G. Grace. And this one has a little bit of something up at the top. Not sure what that is, a little staining or something, but absolute legend of cricket, W.G. Grace. And next on the list is the other W.G. Grace card that I've picked up. I was fortunate to find in great condition. This is 1901 Ogden's General Interest as well, but this is Series A. W.G. Grace. And I love that image right there. And this card's in fairly nice shape, certainly for its age. It's an amazing shape, but it does have some touches on the corners, little touches on the edge. The back on this one's a little nicer than the other one. Doesn't have the staining. Really happy to get these. He's a cricket icon. All right. Moving on to number 5. And this was part of my Christmas gift. This was probably the big card of all the cards from the Christmas gift. This is a 1965 Topps embossed. I told my brother that I wanted a new Mickey Mantle for my collection, that I hadn't picked up any Mickey Mantles this year, and I would love to add a new Mickey Mantle. And the Topps embossed one, popped into my head, and so he ended up getting it for me. And it works great with that lot that I got. And there it is. It's in fantastic shape. So, again, thank you, bro. Amazing, amazing gift. And so, got another Mickey Mantle into the collection. Really happy about that. But, yeah. 1965 Topps embossed. So this is basically the biggest card in the embossed set. So, certainly wouldn't mind trying to put that together. It's not a very big set, so we'll see. All right, next, number 4, and this could easily be much higher on the list. I absolutely love this card. One of the coolest cards that I've ever owned. And again, this is another kind of 383 purchase. Absolutely love this. I'm just shocked by the grade on this. And this is one of the greatest Japanese baseball players in history. Second most home runs, second most RBIs in MPB history. This is a 1963 Manko JCM 14F of Katsuya Nomura. This is bat on right, hand cut, and it received a mint 9. You've got to be kidding me. A hand-cut card getting a mint 9. That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. And to get it, of one of the greatest players in MPB history, second most home runs, second most RBIs. I mean, Just absolutely incredible. Again, Canada, I can't thank you enough for these amazing cards. Absolutely love them. And fantastic, fantastic, fantastic card. All right, we're now to the top three. And this next one is another card that I purchased from Canada 383. And this is a 1963 Manco JCM 13C. And this is Sadaharu O with the Marusho flag back. Again, this is hand cut. This one received an EX5. Sadaharu O, the world champion, or the world's home run king, with, I believe, 868 home runs. And this is just an absolutely amazing card. I imagine it got that grade because of the centering, because it looks fantastic. The corners are gorgeous. And again, these Menkos were meant to be played with. This one does have a mark, but they didn't put mark right here. So maybe this was a 7 with a mark and they didn't want the qualifier, so they knocked it down to an EX5, which would make all the sense in the world because they normally mark it as mark, but they didn't. But yeah, just a gorgeous card. The greatest player in MPB history, Sadaharu O. All right, now the top two. Now, two of my hobby goals for the year were these two cards that I'm about to show, and that's why they're 2 and 1 on my list. Now, one of my hobby goals last year was to acquire a T206 or a T205 card of a notable player. And this next card was what I believe I was able to accomplish. This is a notable player in my mind. Not a Hall of Famer, and he won't ever be because of some shady stuff. Gambling and whatnot. But he is a notable player. I know who he is. I know his story. And very happy to get this card. This is a 1909 to 1911 American Tobacco Company T206 white border, Sweet Caporal 350, factory 30 back. And this is Hal Chase with a blue background. This is crease free. Very, very, very minimal loss of color in the background. Just an absolutely gorgeous example of this card. And the corners are nice. I don't believe this to be trimmed. This is a card that I would love to get graded at some point, just to protect it, but also to find out if this had been trimmed or if maybe colored or any other things that people are doing to cards, but mostly to protect it. And really fortunate to have found this card for a nice price in this condition of a notable player, and was able to accomplish one of my hobby goals of the year. So that's why this Hal Chase is number 2. Now, number 1, and the hobby goal that I wanted to achieve the most for the year, is this next card. And it comes in one of these eBay authenticity guarantees. This is graded. I'm not sure if it's the right way. I can't see, so maybe I'll have to flip it. But yeah, this was at the top of my list of hobby goals for the year. I do collect this individual's player run. Did not have this card. This card has been iconic for as long as I can remember in my mind, and really happy to finally get this. This is a SGC4, but I'm perfectly happy with that for this card. And it is upside down. That is the 1960 Topps Carl Yastrzemski rookie card. Yeah, so really, really, really happy to get this added to the collection. It's sharp. It's got a little bit of the black marks that you see on so many of these cards, but it's sort of minor compared to some others that I've seen. The centering's a little off, but very happy. This is a fantastic example for a SGC4, and I really couldn't be happier. And I'm still shocked that I have a Carl Yastrzemski rookie card in my collection. So that is number one on my list. And yeah, it's number one on my list by a fairly wide margin because it's always been an iconic card and was one of my grandfather's favorite players. So Yastrzemski kind of holds a special place for me. So really happy to get that card into the collection. All right, so we're already at 3.5 hours. This is a marathon show. I don't expect that anybody's still watching this, or maybe you're watching it in different stages. But I wanted to go over a couple other things before I close the show. So, first, if you'll pardon my chicken scratch, this is what I have written down. So, my 2023 hobby goals as my year in review. Number one was to get my 1960 Topps Carl Yastrzemski rookie card in a mid-grade. I was able to pick that up in an SGC4. I'm very happy with that. My number two goal was to get a T206 or a T205 card of a notable player. I was able to accomplish that. My number three goal was to get a 1971 Topps Joe Green rookie card, which I was not able to do. I ended up tying that to another project that I'm doing. So we'll see how that goes, but there will be a Joe Green rookie card in my collection in the future. I just don't know if it'll be in 2024, and it wasn't in 2023. So my 2024 hobby goals will be sell cards from the junk wax lot towards my Grail cards, which is a project that I'm doing where I bought a gigantic lot of stars and Hall of Famers of junk wax cards, and I'm trying to turn that slowly and steadily into larger cards, Grail cards. And the Grail cards for that are the 1964 Topps Mickey Mantle in a mid-grade, 1956 Topps Willie Mays in a mid-grade. I'd take a 4 in either case. And a 1971 Topps Joe Green rookie card in a PSA 7 or raw. And I would be okay with that. And then on to the rest of my 2024 hobby goals. Buy a Mickey Mantle card from Mickey Mantle's Player Run. Now, I've got like 7 or 8 Mickey Mantle cards, but they're all like highlight cards, team leader cards or league leader cards, stuff like that. Like I just showed the Topps embossed Mickey Mantle. I would like to get a basic card from his Player Run at some point this year, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the 64. It could be a 68 or something like that. But I would like to get a Mickey Mantle from his Player Run this year. That would be a hobby goal. And this is kind of giving away something that I purchased recently. But number 3, I'd like to complete the 1987-88 Fleer basketball set. And just to kind of spoil the surprise, if you want to call it that, I did purchase a very large lot. I think it was like 12 cards away from the entire Fleer basketball set. Now, some of them I would like to replace, but it was basically short 12 cards. But all 12 of those cards would be like, the top cards in the set. So it's like basically all the commons and the minor stars and stuff like that in the lot. So I'm really close to completing that set. Obviously, the big card would be the second year Michael Jordan. So that would be that's a big chunk of change. That's like $250 by itself or something like that. So that would be a hobby goal, would be to complete the 87-88 Fleer basketball set. And if you don't know about this set, this set, because the 86-87 Fleer set sold so poorly, they actually made less of the 87-88 Fleer basketball set than they did the iconic 86 Fleer set. So this would be a really cool accomplishment in my mind to be able to complete this set. And although I am technically 12 cards away, I'm probably 30 cards away condition-wise to being happy with the set and in the condition that it's in. So those are my 2024 hobby goals. I was 2 out of 3 last year. Hopefully I can at least do 2 out of 3 this year. This right here, I guess I could check this off at any point because, as I mentioned, in a previous video, because of the limitations of eBay, you can only have like 250 cards up at a time unless you become like a store or something like that. And I don't have any interest in doing that, especially for cards that are going for like 99 cents and stuff. So it's going to be a slow, slow, slow process. But if I could pick up one card of my Grail cards this year, purchased by basically flipping this junk wax lot, I would consider it an accomplishment and cross this, check this off. And if I was able to do that and that card was, the 64 mantle, then I could check the top two off all at once. So we'll see how that goes. But I did want to give an update on that because it's been at least a month and a half since I've done that. I don't even know where I was on this, but this shows you how slowly this is. Now, I originally purchased this for $17.51, $9.99 shipping, $2.27 was taxes, so it was $29.77. Now, I've sold 10 cards and basically made $21 back. So I've almost, I'm 2/3 of the way to completely paying off the purchase. But I sold an 84 Topps Nolan Ryan. I cleared $1.43. 82 Topps Lee Smith rookie cleared $2.26. 89 Upper Deck John Smoltz rookie cleared $1.32. A damaged 1981 Steve Garvey sold at 46 cents. I cleared. A damaged 83 Topps Dale Murphy cleared 46 cents. Damaged 80 Topps Goose Gossage cleared 43 cents. 1983 Topps Ricky Henderson $1.52. A damaged 1980 Topps Strikeout Leader of J.R. Richard Nolan Ryan cleared 67 cents. That was damaged. And then the big one was I sold a 1989 Topps Tiffany Gary Sheffield rookie card, made $11.82. So that was a nice sale right there. And then just recently I sold a damaged 1981 Fleer Mike Schmidt, cleared 46 cents. So the first 9 I had made $20.37, cleared, and then I got 46 cents. So just under $21 I've made so far off of 10 cards. And there were a lot of cards in the lot. I don't have an exact number, but it was like 800 cards or something like that. So I got a bunch of cards still to sell. And I only have 231 cards listed on eBay, right? Well, that was when I actually wrote this, so it's much less than that. It might be 225 now. But yeah, so that's where I am with this as far as the Grails. Still a long way to go to getting any of them, but actually right here is where I'm at. So it's still a long way, but wanted to give you an update on that. Anyway, thank you so much for an amazing year. Made some absolutely amazing friends this year. Joined the I guess Spine Ticks after party last year, so I believe that this is the first full year of being the host of the Spine Ticks after party. Really grateful to be a part of the Spine Ticks family, and I want to wish everybody a very merry New Year's Eve, very healthy and prosperous 2024. And again, thank you so much for spending 3 hours and 38 minutes of your time on my channel watching content. And I can't thank you enough. And until next time, thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.